Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mercy Kill. This is episode 23, Jedi Knight themed Revenge of the 5th. If you haven't noticed, it is May 5th. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, hey everybody, what's up? But this is Revenge of the 5th Jedi Knight style with Covert Muffin. Before we get started here, a few orders here. SGDQ 2021 Online is July 4th to the 11th. The games list will be released on May 8th. Tweet at us at Games Done Quick and let us know what you are hoping to see on the games list. SGDQ 2021 online prize submissions are now open. Go to GamesDoneQuick.com to find out about submitting prizes for the event. And of course, who could forget Frame Fatale, the all-women speedrunning event, will be returning on August 15th to the 21st with Flame Fatale. Game submissions will be open from May 18th to the 25th. Go to GamesDoneQuick.com/Frame Fatale for more information on this upcoming event. Covert, how are you doing? Welcome to our Revenge of the 5th episode. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm a little nervous, but I think this is going to be a good time. So thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. You were recommended to me because you ran so many Star Wars games. I'm like, I need rusty Star Wars games for Revenge of the 5th. You know, I love to dress up. I wanted a good excuse to dress up today. And I saw that you had run a variety of Star Wars games. Not just one. We have 3 Star Wars games tonight, which is ridiculous, but it's awesome.
So I've actually performed these 3 games in particular at over 12 events in total, including 4 mainline GDQs. So I have a lot of experience with these games. They're very near and dear to my heart, and there's a really strong supporting community behind here. So I'm excited to show off some really cool things tonight.
So with that being said, what inspired you to pick up these games?
So before I started speedrunning, I had done various things for many, many hours. With these games in particular, the lightsaber combat has been a huge passion of mine. And so I was actually been featured many times in the competitive scene for lightsaber dueling, locking in probably over 2,000 hours into that altogether.
Wow.
So when enough of my friends told me that I should try speedrunning out, I ended up Googling just a speedrun tutorial for Jedi Knight Academy because I just loved it as a casual playthrough as well. So in September 2015, I did that. And the first day I started streaming, 9 to 11 of the community members ended up just coming into my stream and like helping me out and laughing while I was learning. And I've stuck with it ever since.
Well, the community sounds very supportive, Covert, and you said that there were a lot of passionate folks, especially about the Jedi Knight games in particular.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like anybody who's sort of interviewed me about like these experiences, like how I really got into speedrunning and stuff. One name in particular, Sajiki, is like a common name between all of these. And he was actually on couch during one of my Jedi Knight Academy performances back at a previous GDQ. But him and a lot of other people who have really stuck with the game have had a huge passion for optimizing it, finding new glitches and stuff. And I could probably list all of the names, but that might take like 5 to 6 minutes. It's definitely been a huge work in progress from everybody.
Certainly. And as you go through your run, feel free to mention some of these folks where maybe
some
of the tricks are inspired. We love memes. So if you have community memes, please notify us along the way. Again, we've added a little bit of time to the timer to allow for more explanations, community shout outs, community memes. We still want to make this very much about the community. Yes, it is the timer versus the speedrunner, as always here on Mercy Kill. But this is a very special episode in the sense of, again, this is a series of games we don't get to feature too often. So, Covert, by all means, we've given you a few extra minutes here to stop and spell the roses, so to speak.
Great. Excellent. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So, can you name one interesting piece of tech in this run that folks should be watching out for, or in any of the runs in general?
Sure. So the Jedi Knight games are built off of the same engine as the game Quake 3, and so which is an adapted source engine. So strafe jumping in these games is definitely a huge component of the tech. If you don't know what strafe jumping is, for these games in particular, I hold down W+A and turn to the left, or hold W+D and turn my mouse to the right. Or the camera. So you're going to see the camera panning left and right all over the place. And that actually builds me a bunch of speed because of physics and vectors and stuff that I won't go into too many details about. But these games in particular have a really unique strafe jumping tech that is incredibly complex, and we've put a lot of work into optimizing it. So that is definitely something you're going to see between all 3.
Quick question from the chat, because I'm interested in hearing this
Sure.
as well. Is this a glitch or glitchless run? All of
Glitch.
them? Like,
Yep.
which one?
They are going to be glitched, but with some of the games, I will be omitting some of the glitches. So for Jedi Knight Academy, there is a glitch known as Stab Launch, which drastically changes the movement system, as well as omitting things such as Spin Glitch and Crouch Boosting, which are ways of mitigating an effect of the physics engine within the game. But we'll talk about those when we get to the games.
Absolutely. And one last thing on the conversation of strats, are there any safety strats you're going to employ? So again, Mercy Kill is a show about rusty games, okay? You want the clean stuff, go watch the GDQ main events. This is about rusty games in particular, and what that becomes safety strats and perhaps outdated strats as well. Covert, what's on your mind with regards to that?
So because the tricks are really difficult and precise in these games, and a lot of the movement is insanely complex, as I've briefly mentioned, the games themselves are not very forgiving. However, there is a quick save and quick load system, so I absolutely will be utilizing that, so I don't lose minutes and minutes and minutes all over the place for going for these ridiculously insane strats. So the movement is going to really be particularly incredible with some of the larger jump chains and stuff that I'll be pointing out. But safety strats, yes, all over the place. Every single insanely difficult strat, I have a list of safety strats. So even if I miss the absolute optimal thing, I still will be able to continue through and almost guaranteed be able to finish it out if I was well practiced, which I am not. So I'm excited to see how this goes.
You are not allowed to practice. You know that. That's part of the rules. You can have a list of things, though, to remember. That is always okay. With that being said, I don't want to keep you waiting. I don't want to keep our lovely audience waiting. Are you ready to go, Covert?
Yeah, sure.
All right, on your countdown, good luck and have fun.
All right, so the first game is going to be Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast, which is the first game, and these are going to be in anthology order. But that being said, Richard, if you are ready on time, I am good to go. Okay, great. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Go! Good luck and have fun. This is perfect. This is absolutely perfect.
So right out of the gate, building a bunch of speed with strafe jumping is going to actually... I forgot to do something. All right. So their shooting to the left is incredibly important for an AI manipulation that I'm doing. All right, I made it. So going around that corner is the first sequence break in this mission. And then next there is this tiny little window, which I need to do, with a very particular jump just like that. And that actually skips over half of the level. So normally on this level, you actually have to go around and find all of these info panels to be able to actually end up finding out the final code to get through the mission. But because I'm a speedrunner, I actually just have it completely memorized. So we're able to just sequence break directly to the section here and go through. But this code here is 1, 3, okay, save, and then 2, 3, 2, okay, and then 1, 2, 1. Or in the middle, okay. And hopefully that's right. Yes, okay, thank goodness. All right, I'm glad that ended up working. All right, now on to mission 2. So that was fine, that was very slow, but that is totally okay. I'm probably gonna be saying that a lot tonight. So currently, if you're familiar with the Jedi Knight games, you're familiar with a thing known as horsepower and also the lightsaber. So in Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast, we actually don't end up starting with a lightsaber. However, we'll be getting that a little bit later. And that is because in the previous game, in the anthology series, Kyle actually ended up falling to the dark side of the Force. And so he actually surrendered his lightsaber and gave up, that guy's trolling me, gave up his Force powers in the way of the Force. But pretty much what's going to happen is your waifu, Jan, who has been hired as a mercenary with you by the Republic to investigate some Imperial activity. After your waifu gets kidnapped and or killed, you decide to instead redo the whole thing and get your Force powers all back. So coming through this section is actually really interesting. Like, you're going to see a bunch of enemy units running around. And it may seem like there's actually a lot of sort of RNG that I have to like compete with while trying to really quickly move through these sections. And it's actually not as important as you might think. Like, if you're really well practiced, and especially if you watch some of the top tier runners of this game, you'll notice that they just like always move through the hallways the same way. And that's because enemy AIs, when they get a visual trigger of you when you're moving through a screen, they will actually end up waiting for about half a second before acting. But here, coming through here, we are now going to be able to move on to the next mission, which is going to be a little bit spooky because it's going to have a really big jump right at the start. And I am going to be on a really specific timer getting through. So I might actually have to end up restarting this mission. If I do, that's totally okay. But we'll see. So here my goal is to not take any fall damage, so I'm dropping down on really specific things. And I'm going to collect this bowcaster because it costs me no time to do this. Then coming over here is a big jump that I messed up, no problem. There we go, nice. All right, so first big jump of the run done, thank goodness. Here's some health canisters for a little bit of safety. And then I am going to be trying to move down here at a really specific rate. So as I mentioned, at the start of this level, a timer just started ticking down, or known as a global timer. So in the top right-hand corner, you'll see that timer. Oh, yes, okay. And so if I make it here fast enough, I'm able to actually crouch climb up to this shuttle here. And the reason why I was able to jump up to the shuttle, which you normally cannot do, because if I press crouch while I'm in the air, it'll actually end up raising my hitbox. And you'll just see the camera sort of pan up like it did there. You know, it's kind of hard to see. But there's going to be instances all throughout these 3 games where I'm going to be able to do things like get out of bounds and just slightly get through certain sections a little bit quicker. All because I can raise my hitbox just a few pixels. Okay. Okay, great. So here is actually a strat that I'm not going to go for. There's going to be an elevator in the next room, which is going to actually end up raising up immediately. And you can actually go fast enough through that door to be able to get up on the elevator before it actually ends up spawning. But that being said, I don't want to go for that during this because I have not practiced it, as I mentioned. And then coming through here, I need to kill off a list of enemies. Okay, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. In order to be able to spawn this cutscene. Then coming through here, we're actually going to use quick save and quick load to get up to this next area a little bit quicker. So whenever you quick load the game, it actually does some really weird things in the game and allowed me to get just a tiny bit of additional height to be able to get to that section. And that is tech that is actually not yet in my PB. But coming into this next level actually with 79 shields, as you see in the bottom left-hand corner of the game screen, is really, really nice. Because I am going to need a lot of time. So in the bottom left, you'll see 2 numbers. You'll see the red number and the green number. That is going to be the same for all the games. And the green number is shield, which takes damage before I will actually end up taking damage to my health. So by collecting collectibles, I am able to increase my armor as well as health, but they are capped actually at 100. So as I'm coming through here, you'll notice that I am jumping perfectly every single time I hit the ground, and that is because Jedi Knight Outcast in the Academy games actually allow me to buffer my jump input, which is actually really nice. So we don't actually have to worry as much about bunny hopping, unless we're trying to go up inclines like there on this. But there is some safety armor to bring myself back up to 100 armor, because as I mentioned, health is going to be really important for this upcoming section. Okay, so coming into this cutscene, if I lay down a trip mine right before I start it, it will actually instantly kill an officer that spawns like right in my way. Because whenever I enter a cutscene and start skipping it, the enemy NPCs in the in-game timer are actually ticking down as I get stuck in this cutscene here. So like, I always have to be constantly aware of where enemies are before a cutscene starts. And then when I skip a cutscene, I need to be really careful about where enemy NPCs are going to start. So for bits of safety, I will actually end up killing certain NPCs before I start cutscenes. Okay, yeah, so there I like tried to crouch over his head. Okay, so whenever you fall from a height that is high enough, you will actually end up taking fall damage. And so what we can actually end up doing is mitigating fall damage by rolling. So here, I'm going to stand here, heal back up to 98 and try and do this. Almost. Try it again. Nope. Angle was off. Hang on. Yeah, there it is. And you can normally do that with a front roll if you want. But as you can see, I now currently have 2 health. But now that I use the heal, I am up to 27. So it's a really funny jump. And as I mentioned, you can do a fall roll, but back rolls are much harder, but they look so much cooler. And so this is a big meme in the community known as a reverse door crouch. And we will see that in a few other spots as I continue to go through this game. Good. So coming through these caves, the most important thing is that I actually end up just trying to not hit any of these green things on the wall, the green things on the floor, or any of these cave bugs. Also, I'm just going through each of these in a really particular order. Oops, there we go. Okay, so here, as I mentioned, for bits of safety, I can actually end up laying down these trip mines to get through these sections in order to have them be less likely to troll me. Then coming in here, safety health kits. Great, okay. Excellent. Okay, so here is the first point in the run where I have a sigh of relief, where this is kind of an auto-scroller. And so as long as my cursor is trained on this Deuterino, he will continue to walk forward towards a set list of checkpoints. Then there's going to be certain enemies around. And as I mentioned, after I aggro enemies, after they see me, I'm going to be using that word aggro a lot. That basically just means an enemy sees you and you're within a certain range. They will actually end up coming at me and getting in my way. But if I just simply crouch, I become invisible to these enemies and they cannot see me. That guy was close enough so he could see me. But those guys up there, oh, no, I lied. Okay, those other NPCs must have spooked those. But that was still fine. I got good RNG with how they actually ended up going through that. Okay, all right, excellent. But yeah, that's why I actually ended up killing those stormtroopers in the other area, was because they could have just ended up getting in my way, and pathfinding of this officer is not very good. But here I'm gonna quick save and quick load. Drop a det pack, explode it, drop a second one, and kill all those cave bugs with those det packs. And the reason why I was killing those cave bugs in particular with the det packs is because they actually don't aggro on me, they aggro onto the officer. Then, after the officer passes a certain checkpoint, I can boost them forward. That was just a bad angle. Let's try that. Oh, that was bad as well. He just barely missed that checkpoint. Yeah, he went too far. All right, it's been a while since I've been too good at actually boosting him forward. But that's totally fine. Ooh, wow, that's really hard continuation I got there. So that was really great. Okay, so other strats that are amazing. Major shout-outs to a few runners in particular, including runners like Smash, Hotshot Wire, many, many other people who I will be listing throughout. But there is actually a much faster strat with getting through the section than what I am currently doing. But I just simply have not learned it and gotten comfortable enough with moving. So there, I have to just kill that ATST so I don't lose the turret. And then I have to kill off a list of stormtroopers in order to open the doors to kill another ATST. If you actually enter the initial cutscene into this level, you can actually end up spawning the second ATST a little bit quicker, so that you can just skip with having to do a lot of this, of what I just did, which is really, really incredible. But the jump, as I mentioned, is very difficult, very precise, and I just have not definitely learned it quite. All right, so upcoming here, this is also a really difficult movement section. I messed it up. All right, so I'm just gonna take safety strat, taking a slower chain, going like this. I've just done this so many times that I just know what to do. Okay, great. So here we have to kill off one more ATST that's just way over there. And I could do this later, but I have to actually backtrack all the way back to that turret. And so here, very similar to other portions of the level, it's important that I actually end up killing those stormtroopers up there, all just for a little bit of safety, so they just can't get in my way. Next, I have 50 shields and 40 health. I'm just keeping track of that number, and I want to keep my health low, because as I mentioned, our waifu is going to get kidnapped. And so right at the end of the mission, we're actually going to have to face off against the ultimate douchemonger, the San. who is going to kidnap our waifu, and the trigger to cause that to happen is, of course, by losing the fight. So the second one takes 13 shots. 13, great. Whoops, get out. Get out. All right, we're out. And then I can just go through the rest of the level. So here, I'm trying to really space my jumps out to be able to get through. All right, a little bit trolled because I was slow. And then, whoops, I'm dead. And then, all right, we'll take this slow too. And I'm going to go through like that. Okay, excellent.
40 minutes remain.
All right, great. Okay, I have no idea how that paces so far, but that's okay. I have no idea. Okay, so upcoming in this next section, we are going to go back to Yavin Temple because, oh no, Bible Cat, our waifu, was kidnapped or killed by Dasan. And then I'm going to talk to Luke Skywalker. Just making sure I press that key. So upcoming in the next level, we are going to, as I try another crouch climb there, to go a little bit quicker. And there, crouch. We're going to come into this cutscene. And this is going to introduce cutscene entering. And so if you just simply enter a cutscene and refresh your graphics setting, or quick save the frame or the frame before you enter a cutscene and then quick load the game, you will actually enter the cutscene. Then walking forward to activate a door trigger, which you normally hit in the cutscene, allows me to get to the end of the level while the cutscene is entered. And this saves a good portion of time. I just simply have a key that is bound to refresh my graphic setting, which we allowed for quality of life, because we can enter pretty much every other cutscene as I come into Yavin. So 2, 3, 5, last. Hopefully that works. Thank goodness. Okay, that would have been very embarrassing if that did not work. And so here we're collecting our force powers again, but we're actually going to skip one of our force powers in order to get to our lightsaber and the end of the mission a little bit quicker. And here pulling every other one because force pull has a native cooldown, which I cannot skip currently with the stuff I have. Yep, and then we're going to fall down. Okay, so upcoming here is the most notorious run killer skip for newer runners, which is known as lightsabers. So I am going to stand here, quick save the game, and set up a save, just in case I mess this up. Oh, that is not my quick speed. My force speed. Okay, great. Almost. Oh. So activating force speed actually does not cause me to move faster, but it slows down time and causes me to actually build a little bit more speed with each of these straight jumps. Yes, I got it. Okay, it's not over yet. Not over yet. Please don't die. Okay, we're good. Okay, whew. All right. That is one of the skips I was most worried about, but we got that pretty fast. Then, oh, now I want to show this off. So currently, I am pinned against the ceiling here. We can actually end up going, okay, there, that's good. Now, yes. So here I'm going to go to the furthest pixel of this ledge, and it's like a 1 or 2 pixel ledge, and then I'm going to get my lightsaber. And then really quickly at the end, for some reason, while that dialogue is going on, I'm able to switch my lightsaber style to blue style, which you're normally not able to do until much later into the game. That's going to come up later. But here we go. Now, we are in NS Streets, which is going to showcase off our newest force power, Force Jump. So coming through here, I'm going to enter this cutscene literally for safety. It's a little bit quicker to not enter this cutscene. And then I am going to unlock my force powers by doing that. Then, pulling this Rodian here after he stands back up. I can jump up here, crouch climb, and now I just did a huge sequence here. But basically now in the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to notice a blue gauge, which is our force jump. As I just focus really quick, because this jump can be tricky. Okay. Here we go. I'll take a second try. Okay. And so there was the first big sequence break of the mission. And now is going to come the next one where I'm just literally going to jump to the very end of the mission. Which normally you have to do a lot of other stuff. Like here is a really difficult jump, which I should not be going for. I'll try it 2 more times. 1 more time. Nope, that was a fail. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and do the backup. Okay, missed it. So here, with force jump, I am actually able to lengthen out my jump considerably by holding down the jump button while I'm in the air. Okay, there we go. All right. and that is going to allow me to jump over here. There are two other safe methods that you can do to be able to get over to this dumpster, which we lovingly call dumpster dive. That are much easier than that, but that was okay. I'm glad I used the first backup in order to get over here. Cool, okay. All right, NS Streets is done. Here comes NS Hideout. So in NS Hideout, we're going to meet our new BFF, Lando Calrissian. And so we are currently trying to track down hints for the whereabouts of our waifu, where the Kowakian monkey lizard ended up kidnapping her too. And there is a gang leader known as Rilo, who we are going to be wanting to meet because we got a tip that he has information about our waifu. However, we also come into contact with Lando Calrissian as I do a really difficult jump. Almost got it. I just forgot to hold down the jump button. So the backup for this strat is literally to come over this box, turn like that, and go up there like that. Nice, okay. Then jumping there, I'm going to start a piece of dialogue. And then right after I hear myself say the password, I am going to come up here, whoops, and almost walk off the elevator. Great, okay. So after coming into contact with Lando, we find out that he is actually a prisoner of this gangster Rilo. So we are going to go ahead and actually end up setting him free. Okay, so up here I'm going to make a safety save as well because my hands are shaking. And then I am going to enter this cutscene. Okay, so normally in this next engagement, we are going to walk into a trap of Rilo himself, where these turrets are going to be moving around. However, just simply because I have the ability to enter cutscenes, these turrets are no longer moving around. Then, as long as I do a good enough job, where is he? Where is he? There he is. Okay. I knew there was one more. I don't think I got it. This is probably still okay. I am going to backload. Okay, sorry, I had to backload that because I missed picking up a weapon. So I do think it's worth it because I do want to see if I can show something off. Or if I'm feeling a little bit nervous, maybe not. Okay, they're dead. And then I need to take you out. Oh no, one of them's alive in there. Okay, yeah, alright. I guess I just have to go for the safety here. So I'll grab that, and then maybe some... Okay, so let's see. I have to try and think about how this is going to affect another mission. That's okay, that's okay. Oh, I missed pressing the switch, so I'll just go grab the safety anyway. Alright, so the whole point of entering that cutscene as well is I turned bright red for missing this. I'm sure my fellow speedrun friends are laughing about that as well. But I basically just ended up missing collecting those items as well as pressing a switch. Because in Star Wars games, the switches are actually very notoriously hard for being able to press them. So right at the end of the cutscene, it'll actually end up teleporting you to this elevator, and it saves a metric bunch ton of time. That's fully okay. That's totally okay. That's okay. But here, we have now freed Lando, and we have picked up our first seeker drone. And the seeker drone is going to be a very, very, very important... I just soft-locked the game, and then backload really far. Oh no, okay, the nerves are getting to me. This is okay.
I was going to ask if it was possible to soft lock in this game, and now we're just thinking it has brought it to fruition.
Yep, I just soft locked the game, and I should have quick save before that because I knew. I wrote down as a note, don't soft lock on this level. So that's okay. That's totally fine. Trust me, the estimate more than allows for those soft locks to happen.
Oh, absolutely. You have about 31 minutes or so left, so...
Okay. I, once again, have no idea what that means in terms of how far I am. So I haven't run this game in quite some time, but that's okay. That's okay. That is totally fine. All right. Moving into here, this mission is a really cool mission. It is going to show off some really great strats, especially with certain triggers. But there, I am going to push over that poor douchemonger in order to collect his thermal detonators. Because if I didn't push him over first, he actually has a probability of despawning the thermal detonators after I end up taking them down. With that, hang on. Here's a meme in the community. This is why I run on French.
Mon bébé.
It's because French Lando is just absolutely hilarious. So there, in a very sexy voice, he said, mon bébé. Which basically means my baby. Which he is talking about his ship. But here, using a really particular jump chain. Oh yeah, whoops. This is old tech. And then I mess up that jump because I'm forgetting where I want to go. All right, great. So I'm actually going to come over here for a bit of safety as well, just in case I forget, and grab all of these friend arenas, and then do this is also fine. A jump chain here to come up here and press this button. Then after breaking this window and jumping out, I will quick save there. It's really important that I don't quick save before that, because if I do, what can end up happening is I can break the game. And, oh no, oh please make, I don't think I made it. So we're going to quick load back. Okay, I'm gonna focus on this movement because I missed it. Okay, that definitely worked. Okay. Yeah, it worked. Okay, so this is a strat known as the first part of Luck Fando. As I just look, okay, he is left side, so I believe that means they are going to come over. I'm just going to do this for safety as well. And so going over the ship like that, I actually ended up skipping a certain trigger within the level, which was important to skip. If I hadn't skipped that trigger, what would have happened is that the enemy waves would have actually spawned on either side of the ship intermittently. So every other wave would have been at opposite ends. But all just simply because I skipped one of the triggers. So listen. Okay, all right. So that is the voice line I was looking for. So there, because I'm too fast, I also skipped another trigger, which is actually important for finishing the mission. But yes, okay. So if I hadn't activated that last trigger, these would have not activated. So I think it's 3 and 2. Yes, okay, great. And now I am going to quickly go to the end of the mission. Okay, that was okay. That was okay, besides one little jump. Next thing to explain is we can quick save and quick load to skip dialogue. We can use a bind known as sound cancel or sound skip or something like that. Or we can just simply stick our lightsaber into the wall itself. And that actually ends up skipping dialogue in some sections, which drastically speeds up going through some of those. Okay, great. All right. And then here's some more dialogue skipping. All right, and we're through. Okay, next one. Okay. So in this next mission, I don't think I am going to go for a really cool skip that I actually intended to do because I've lost a few minutes so far. I just know I've lost a few minutes, and so I have those few minutes of like planning to go for this really crazy skip known as Underseeker, but I am not gonna go for it. Just to let people in the chat know who are familiar with this. But coming through here, this is going to showcase off a really important skip where I'm gonna come through there and mind trick that enemy, nice. And then with the lightsaber, I am going to get through here before a flame torch cycle is going to go off. Then riding up this elevator, we are going to go through this section here. And so this section has a bunch of snipers, as this one, and here's the next one. Oops. And these guys can just shoot you at various times during the mission, and we're going to end up riding up these elevators. So I have a little bit more of downtime. But there's a big skip to be able to skip all of these elevators and get up here. But it's insanely difficult, insanely precise, and later on the mission, we will be talking about these secret drone skips. Because there is going to be a bunch of them. But Skybills, if there are questions in chat, this is actually a really good time to answer. Why don't we say like one of them?
I started looking for donations the way you put that for a second. I'm like, wait, no, we're having an event. My goodness. So some folks were asking about what the force is in this game in terms of the language.
Yeah, so if I'm talking about the force meter in general, as I get myself into a sticky situation, no problem. It is the blue meter that is going to be shown in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. So you'll see a blue dial that is like a semicircle. And so anytime I mention the word force, that is what I'm referring to. It's just a meter that I can end up spending like a magic meter in certain other games to get. So
they were referring to like the language, the actual language of what the force is in this game, because this isn't the English version, I believe.
Oh, like a Star Wars game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so in Star Wars as a fantasy universe, basically there are these people known as Jedi and Sith, or just general Force users. And those Force users wield some sort of connection between certain people, like all living things and such like that. As I set up for a trick here, I lay 3 thermal detonators down there. Don't worry about it, just taking out that guy. And so they're able to use these things to sort of bend the laws of physics around them, like using telekinetic powers like force push and force pull. They're able to like heighten their reflexes as well as I do another one of these throws. Normally these can be pretty tricky fights in general, but just using thermal detonators will actually end up allowing me to win.
There was also questions about the lightsaber color as well. I saw a couple things in chat about that.
Yeah, so normally you're only allowed to use a blue lightsaber, but because I'm a glitchy cheater, I am allowed to use a red lightsaber. But the main reason is because I am a Sith. In general, I am not a Jedi.
Oh, that's so not cool. I'm a Jedi. No, we're on different sides.
But yeah, no, it is also a meme, but also a tool that we're actually just using in the speedrun community. We have our own individual mods that was developed by the community, especially one runner in general known as SpearMJ, who is absolutely amazing and done a lot. Like, besides the movement between these 3 games, SpearMJ has done a lot of work with making these games in particular like a lot more stable, and just a lot better overall, like fixing a lot of like the glitches and crashes and instability. So major shout out to you, Spear. Thank you so much for that. Oh, all right, he got it. Okay, so this is actually a really particular section, so I'm going to focus. So normally, because I only have, actually I'm gonna back up my save really quick. I only have force jump level 2, so I can jump about yay high. And that being said, as we upgrade force jump, that maximum height I can jump is actually increased. However, if I actually end up pushing this guy up this mount here, jumping, force pulling him up to me, I'm able to jump off his body mid-air, extending my maximum height that I can actually jump, allowing me to get out of bounds. This is actually an out of bounds section. Then, chaining together all of these strafe jumps, I'm able to get over here, and now we are going to be introducing one of the major sequence break tools that we're going to use, which is known as a Seeker Drone skip. So here, I am going to summon this tiny little metal sphere, known as the Seeker Drone, underneath my body. And after I summon that droid, it is going to basically move in a random direction, and then will travel in a circular pattern, like an orbit around myself. And so I just know, after I see it, how it's going to move. And so it is exactly as small as it looks, and there is going to be a number of those that we will be doing throughout the run itself. Then coming into here, I'm just going to grab a bunch of safety health for marathon safety. Normally I would skip those in the current route, and then kill that Imperial officer for security, so I can unlock the next one. Then coming through here, I'm going to be firing this heavy repeater to destroy a trip mine, and then crouch climbing up that elevator. I'm allowed to jump up it before I run into problems. Then, opening that door will cause that enemy to jump. That is not random. That will always actually end up happening as the shotgun trooper actually gets in my way. And shotgun troopers, I am going to be yelling a lot about them because they are the scariest enemy. So as I mentioned earlier in the run, and during the interview, I actually have put a lot of work into lightsaber strats in general. And so this game is in no particular an exception. Whoops. Oh wait, whoops, what am I doing? I don't know why I'm entering. Okay, there. So here, the runners of this game, before I started running, asked me to look into lightsaber strats. because that was like one of the major run killers of the game itself, which is Tavion. However, if you just simply roll on her head and use our glitched out lightsaber, which has blue style, once again, you're normally not able to get at this point in the mission, you are able to take her down really, really quickly and consistently, more importantly, every single time. So that is one of the pieces of tech that I actually ended up discovering, which is we'll be briefly touching on saber strats. I don't want to talk too much about it because they get very complicated very fast. But up here, I think this was Hotshot Wire. Major shout outs to you, Hotshot, if you're watching. I didn't like that. We'll try again. There is a little bit of RNG here with the aggro trooper. Okay, that's good. That's good. That is the best possible RNG. And then I'm going to pull his weapon. Okay, open the door for me, please. Please? All right, he didn't do it. Okay, so we'll quickle it again. I think I have to do it just immediately. Pull his weapon. And I'm gonna push him. Okay, so pushing an NPC, just like I did there, right against that door, will actually end up opening it a little bit quicker. Then I'm going to come over here and touch that door, because right at that door is an invisible trigger to start an elevator cycle in the very next room. Then coming over here, I'm going to just grab some safety health because I'm not in much of a rush. So I have to wait for an elevator to go past. Then jumping up through here, whoops, it's okay. There is the elevator. And here, I am going to do my next secret drone skip, which is, I think, the hardest one for me. Okay, the first two jumps are always the most difficult. Okay, almost. The sphere is as small as it looks, right? All right, I got it, and I made it in time. Very, very nice. But it's not over yet. Major shoutouts to a runner whose screen name is nRyan, who discovered this next bit. If I actually just flechette myself, just like that, it pops me up in the air. Then what it also actually ends up doing is it mitigates like a huge percentage of fall damage. So because of that, I'm actually able to take that much slower first couple of elevators at no personal risk to myself. So that is actually one of my favorite discoveries. And I think if I remember to do it, we'll show that off in Escape for Yavin 4 as well. But for now, I'm actually just that approach. Now that is good enough. Okay, so up through here, we have to take down these turbines. And what I'm going to be doing is using force pull to actually reduce the cooldown of the shots itself. So if I basically shoot a weapon that has a cooldown, use force pull or force push also works, then I am actually able to lower that cooldown and get more shots off. Then here is another force pull midair in order to get through this tiny hole here, skipping having to ride elevators. And then nice, jumping through there is actually a really precise jump. So getting that first try feels quite nice. Then, as I mentioned, we can actually also roll in order to mitigate a lot of our fall damage. Okay, there, yeah, I wanted to fall on that box in particular for some safety. Ooh, as I get shot by a shotgun trooper. Yeah, once again, shotgun troopers are the scariest of them all. Okay, great. And then we're gonna go into this next section. Okay, so in this next section, if I'm remembering this properly, yep, we are going to be introduced to your friendly neighborhood serial killer, Shia LaBeouf. And that is simply because he is going to be chasing me around. And normally we would actually see Shia LaBeouf twice in the run, but thanks to Hotshot Wire, we actually only end up encountering him once. And yes, okay, so I got into and back through that room quick enough that I was able to get through that section fast enough, so I didn't have to wait for the door to be able to open again, which is really good. Okay, so in this next section, there is going to be 4 enemies here, but if I jump forward, it stops one of them from jumping towards me. Oh, he's still alive? Okay. That's okay. Okay, great. And then here's my arch nemesis, the ATSD. Guy I'm just going to be juking around. Ooh, I spawned those. Okay, fine. Okay, all right, we are on to the next level, which is going to be known as Reactor. Reactor is going to be probably one of the scariest levels overall, because there's going to be a lot of really intense tricks. I might die here. Yep, Okay, so these lasers are pretty much instant death. So if I move through here using force speed to slow down time, fast enough, nice, okay, I got it. I am able to get through there while sequence breaking sort of a puzzle of that area. Then picking up some health kits because I am currently out of Bacta canisters, which are pretty much portable health kits. I'm going to come up here and jump up here. Okay, all right. So coming through here, I'm going to try and build up as much force power as possible. And this is going to be to get through sections a little bit quicker. Here is a really difficult... Yep, okay, so everything pink that you see that's flashing in pink is an instant kill, okay? So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Now I'm going to fall down there because I am not good enough to go for the fast jump. Okay, great. So upcoming here, there's going to be two of the biggest tricks in the run, which is going to be a really big jump chain, followed by the largest Seeker drone skip outside of Underseeker, which Underseeker, once again, is just a jump chain that I actually ended up skipping. Okay, so here, just waiting for force. I'm going to save force speed as I walk through the door, which is going to trigger those elevators, and then jumping up that elevator, I'm able to get up here through that section. Then, using force speed to slow down time, just barely bought me enough time. And so normally, so at the end of the level is up there, okay? It's right up there, which I'm going to point. And normally, you have to go like all the way down and then come back, go all the way up in order to be able to get up there. But instead, what we can just simply do is setting up in a specific spot. I'm going to focus because this is difficult because these spheres are as small as they look. Almost. Nice, and first try, okay. All right, sick.
Nice.
Good. Yeah, heck yeah. All right, we're in there. All right, so reactor's done. That is honestly a huge sigh of relief for me. As I mentioned, reactor is one of the most stressful levels and difficult levels for me. But coming through here, normally you have to fight, say, listen, that really strong enemy. However, just simply force pulling him as he jumps up makes him forget where he was and causes him to die to fall damage. Because if like an enemy NPC loses control midair, they will actually end up just instantly dying. And so a common way to get through a lot of the sections is to just force grip somebody and throw them, but we don't actually end up doing that too much. Okay. So coming up here, I'm going to mind trick that one enemy, which makes him a temporary allied unit. And then I'm going to mind trick that Imperial officer. And that Imperial officer is the linchpin of this operation. Normally, this is like a stealth mission that I'm trying to be like super quiet about and like go through this huge section. However, if things aggro onto me, they will actually end up activating an alarm, locking down the mission, and causing me to take an instant fail for the mission. However, just mind tricking that Imperial officer will stop all of those units from actually going to the switch altogether. So that's like a really funny AI manipulation. Okay. So coming through here, I'm going to shoot that Imperial officer. Otherwise, I have a chance to fail the mission. Now I'm going to come up. Wait, is this the right way? I think this is the right way. Yeah, it is. Okay. Oh, that scared me. I forgot where I was going for a sec. This is fine. Okay. So this is one of the few bits of RNG in the run where it selects one of 5 droids. So each droid has a 20% chance of getting. Unfortunately, one of the ones they didn't force pull up forwards ended up getting selected, but that's fine. That's okay. No problem. Just like a couple seconds of time. Okay. So now that we use that droid to be able to get through, we are going to come up to next section. And normally I would do a really silly sequence break that loses me time, but I'm not going to do it because I'm still quite nervous. That is. So coming through here, this is known as the Vape Nation corridor because of drugs. Okay, yep, there we go. And that's totally fine. So as they poked me, I was subjected to a mild hallucinogenic, and that is A-okay. Okay, so coming into here, I can actually just end up healing and hiding behind this kiosk, where the enemies cannot clearly see me, so they will not actually end up trying to kill me. And this just is a really nice place where I can end up healing. All right. Great. So coming up in this level, there's going to be a bunch of moving around and stuff. So if there's another question from chat, you can feel free to go ahead and ask it, Skybills.
I will say that you have about 10 minutes left, a little over 10 minutes. So we're getting close here to the timer.
Okay.
All right. Also, Past Covert has completed the run. Everybody give your GGs out for Past Covert Muffin. What a gamer.
Okay, I might actually end up getting mercy killed for this one, but that's fine. That's totally okay if it happens. I lost like so much time in the very beginning of the run. But yeah, so like that being said, coming through here, we are actually going to go ahead and go through here and activate these switches in a really specific fashion, because there's a bunch of these different switches, but we only need to activate 3 in order to complete the objective of the mission, which is going to be calling our sugar mama Mon Mothma. So that being said, now that I've activated those switches, I can come up here, activate these consoles, and then going through. But yeah, Skybills, if you have that question, go ahead and ask.
All right, let me see here. Scroll through here just to make sure. I'm also reading chat right now, but I know there's a little bit of a delay.
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
How long have you been playing this for? I do remember somebody did ask that. Period.
So I've been playing Academy since 2015, in this game since maybe around 2016, 2017. But it's been like pretty intermittent. Like I'll pick it up if I have to like prepare a marathon performance or something like that. Or if I decide to actually end up doing a PB. But like all of my PBs are actually very, very, very out of date. And that's totally fine. That's totally fine. But yes, that is definitely something that I could do and work on. So yeah, like quite a long time, actually, many years.
Would you consider returning to this as one of your speed games?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. So coming into here, this is actually going to be a really cool trick, which is going to be known as Spaceman. And so it's called Spaceman because we are going into outer freaking space here, and then using a really particular jump chain, I'm going to barely make it over here. And then, yes, getting through there, I'm able to get through the door. So that was really good getting that first try. And basically, I was able to sort of use my strafe movement to be able to build enough speed to sort of counteract these instant pull triggers that are in the game to get through. Okay, and that is a very, very, very particular trick, and one I actually struggled on for a really long time, until recently. Recently, as in like a couple of years ago. Okay, so coming into this next area, I'm going to use force speed to slow down time once again after jumping forward, stop this guy from jumping, and then we are going to go ahead and jump up here and kill. Then coming into here, we're going to mind trick this Imperial officer, and we are going to go into our next trip. And so the run is really going to quite rapidly finish up after this. But here I'm going to skip a part of the cutscene and then enter it. And what this does is actually skips a switch puzzle that I would normally have to do with that NPC I actually ended up saving, who is none other than our waifu, Jan. All right, and then putting my lightsaber in the wall to skip dialogue, skip the rest of it. We are going to be able to go into the next one. Okay. So I have a backup save just in case this doesn't work. Okay, great. I am on 20 FPS, so we should be fine. And then coming over here, I'm gonna jump down, disable my lightsaber, push, spawn a secret drone on the other side of the door. Nice. Okay. So that is one of the actual longer missions in the casual playthrough of the game. But we can actually activate the end trigger of the mission by putting a secret drone into that trigger itself. So spawning the secret drone spawns at a certain fixed distance away from Kyle himself, and that allows me to sequence break the entire mission. That was really cool. I'm glad I got that first try. Okay, so coming into here, this is actually one of the more difficult missions movement-wise, which is going to be Swamp. So coming into here, whoops, as I fall in the water, I am going to back up that. I'm going to jump on this rock, just watching my force so I can make sure I finish this entire jump chain. Yeah, that's fine. That was good. But every single time I jump into water, it'll actually end up slowing me down. So I want to make sure that I try and not do that. So like this jump here, yeah, I'm going to try that again. I'm going to jump off these rocks in particular spots and get through. Okay, great. And then coming over here, my force is really low, so I'm going to start popping all over the place. So when I don't use force jump, my force meter will actually end up recharging instead of expending. Great, okay. All right, Yavin Canyon. I believe this is the third to last mission of the entire campaign. How are we doing on the timer?
Under
5 minutes?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Is there a chance?
Yeah, oh yeah, no, there's a chance. This mission takes 40 seconds. Whoops, but I'm messing up. Okay. All right, so coming through here, I am trying to land on as many forward-facing slopes as I can possibly. If I actually end up jumping on a slope that's facing backwards, it will end up losing me a little bit of so coming through here, I missed it, that's okay. Okay. All right, and here is the end of the mission right here. Land here. Okay, all right, we're gonna have to wait. That's fine, that's fine. Oh, that's why. So my force is low because I actually ended up forgetting to revert the setting. That's totally fine, that's totally fine. And there it is, okay. So it took me a minute, that's fine. It's fine, okay, it's getting down to the wire. All right.
Yeah.
Second to last mission. All right. So in this mission, nice, I actually just nailed a really difficult jump chain to get all the way through. Because in Outcast, we're actually going to be talking about this a little bit more in Academy. But the difficulty of Outcast is actually getting through these sections, which are like tight and packed hallways. Okay? As I take out... Oh, I'm getting parried. Please die. All right, and so killing those two enemies is going to cause that rocket trooper to open up this hallway, and we can jump. Yeah, we should finish. We should be able to finish.
Yeah, coming up on 3 minutes here. It's gonna be close.
Yeah, we're good. I'll take some extra safety because I do have that time to spare. The last mission is very, very short. All right. Okay, so coming into here, we are going to enter this cutscene because during the cutscene, the end of the level actually ends up opening. Normally, we actually have to end up fighting a bunch of enemies in order to be able to open it up because the exit closes at the end of the cutscene. But there, we're able to just enter the cutscene and then go into the exit of the level. All right, but here is the final mission of the run. So here is something known as a Vino boost, which was discovered by Vino in order to get through those flames as I make sure I go the correct way. And then we are going to be just going through some puzzles, which I just know the solution. Okay, great. Falling down here. Push this lever. All right. Okay, so lightsaber combat mainly came down to a few, as I did. Okay, I got through somehow. Wow, I just thought I did something known as an Outcast save, which is infinitely dying. So I'm really glad that did not happen. But here's the final time, and time. That's it.
I believe it's 51:12 or 51:13. Oh.
All right. So underestimate, right?
Yes.
That's all that matters.
Yes, you did it.
All right, I am sweating. All right.
That is so
goodness.
close.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we made it.
That was
oh my god.
frightening.
My heart. It's like, okay, like we tapered the estimates to be close enough to maybe make it a little bit more interesting. But I didn't expect to struggle that much at the very beginning. So that is very cool. I mean, that's what happens when you don't practice a game like this for many, many months, if not years. Oh boy. Woo.
Yeah, the timer's still running, but don't worry. I saw you finish underestimate, so you're good.
All right.
I have you protected from the scythe here.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So, additional thoughts on this run before we go to our break cover.
Yes, I really need to shout out a lot of runners in particular.
I'll go for it. Yeah.
Really early in the day, Vrindar was a huge force of motivation. Him and Prasco,
Kyle.
who Prask has done performances of this game actually at ESA, and then Vrindar has done just amazing work, like optimizing so many sections, which I helped in a good number of them as well, and just really porting in like various strategies. And he's been working on like a segmented run for this game as well, and I believe he's currently in second or third place, I believe, on the leaderboard. But that being said, also major shout outs to the two other titans of this game, Pyros as well as Smash. If you're actually looking for how this game looks when it's played at an optimal level and a well-practiced level as well, go to speedrun.com/JK2. The JK2 is in all lowercase, and go watch either Smash's run or Vrindar's run. Like, absolutely top tier gameplay, absolutely incredible. And then other members, once again, Hotshotwire, Jaden Oam, and everybody else who has contributed to this community. Thank you so much. I know I'm forgetting some people, but really, like, the community is very, very supportive and absolutely wonderful. And we have beginners resources if you are interested in speedrunning. Great. Thanks.
No problem. So before we go on the break again, we still have two more Star Wars speedruns for you. I'm so sorry, Cover.
If my heart can handle it.
We have two more runs for this game. From up next will be Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, all levels, EV, no SL. I'll make sure we explain what that means when we get back. But real quick before we take a break, and I know Covert would definitely like a break here as well. So remember, folks, that Mercy Kill is brought to you by viewers like you. Your subs, gift subs, Prime Gaming subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support our weekly hotfix content. Thank you so much for supporting our shows. SGDQ 2021 online is July 4th to the 11th. Prize submissions are now open. Go to GamesDoneQuick.com to find out about submitting prizes for the event. And with that, everyone get up, stretch, and we'll be right back with Mercy Kill. Welcome back to Mercy Kill. I am joined here by Covert Muffin for our Revenge of the Fifth episode. We are continuing with Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, and oh my gosh, that is we were talking during the break, a very long category name. Would you like to unpack that before we get started, Covert?
Yeah, sure. So pretty much in this game, it introduces a new element to the movement, which is probably why Jedi Knight Academy is my favorite source, like adapted source or modified Quake 3 engine strafe jumping game, which is known as velocity reduction on ground impact. And that is a huge mouthful. We just call it VRGI, which pretty much means whenever I jump and land on the ground, I just immediately lose 50% of my speed. And so with Outcast, as you saw, building tons of speed was a really important core mechanic. In Academy, we actually have ways of mitigating this VRGI, which is known as elevation boosting. And so with this game, that is the only form of velocity reduction on ground impact mitigation that I will be using. Yep. So normally I would just lose 50% of my speed, but jumping from higher to lower ground will completely mitigate all of that.
All right. And with that, are you ready to go, Covert?
Yes, I am. Right. So we will be starting time once I let you know. I'm just going to hop into the first mission, set up save. Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Jaden, hey!
Go, good luck and have fun.
Can you help?
Okay, so in this first section, I don't have any forced jump powers, as I'm just going to backload to be able to get up this hill. And then we are going to be killing these two powers, as one of them trolled me. Okay, the hardest enemy to kill in the game are now defeated. So that is a huge sigh of relief. But in this first level, unlike Outcast, we actually start with a lightsaber itself. And with this lightsaber, we start with medium style.
Use your saber to make another bridge.
Okay, I almost just accidentally died because I break that second log. So here with the movement, there still is strafe jumping. So every single time that you see the camera move, you will see me try and continuously build a bunch of strafe. Then coming through here, I'm going to jump midair because I know the enemy is going to spawn in the same location every single time. And that is going to finish the mission in nice time. Okay, so immediately starting in the second mission, we're going to be going out of bounds. And the way we're going to be doing this is by using our ability known as force jump, which is going to allow me to get up there. Then jumping over here, I am going to try and not fall. Okay, this is fine. Oh, this is so weird. Okay, so the movement between Outcast and Academy is actually a little bit different. The amount of control that you actually have natively in the air is different from Outcast. So I want to be turning my mouse at a very similar rate, but actually sort of like propagating that with where I actually end up like starting my turns and stuff. It's going to be a little bit different. And that is actually going to change as we level up in Force Jump again. But right now I only have Force Jump level 1, and then have level 1 for all of my basic force powers. So as we come towards the end of this mission here, this is kind of like a tutorial mission that explains how to use those basic force powers. Force pull, force speed, force push, and force sense. We're going to come into our first side mission. And this is really the interesting aspect of Academy as compared to Outcast. So in between every single mission, we're allowed to pick our weapons, and we're allowed to pick a single extra powerful force ability to level up. So we can actually go up to level 3 of a force power really rather quickly. Okay, I am having a really hard time moving, so I'm just focused for a sec. But this is the first really difficult jump chain. This is going to take me a few tries. And that's okay. That's just all part of the de-rusting process with like coming into these games without a lot of practice, almost. So there, as you saw, there is an instant death trigger. That was too far forward with the jump. That was almost good. I just missed my jump cancel, and my angle snaps. Okay. We'll get this in a bit. If I don't get this in 3 more times, I'll go for a backup strat, which I do have prepared. Prepared as in not have practice, but I know about it. Oh, that was so close. Okay. Nope, I've missed that jump cancel. All right, almost. Nope, I missed my jump cancel there. So here, what I'm doing whenever I say the word jump cancel is I'm literally just trying to let go of the space bar right before I hit an invisible ceiling. Oh, I thought that was it. Okay, we'll go for the safety. I can't believe I'm not able to do that. This is definitely one of my more practice levels overall. But that's okay. I know a lot of save strats that I can just end up using to be able to get through this run. No problem. So here is normally a really big jump chain that we show off with fancy. I am not going to go for it just simply because really low health. All right, as I do that, and then we're going to be coming up. So up here is a bunch of safety health, which I'm just going to grab, and the armor as well. Okay, great. And then we are going to go into our next big jump. Okay, so here, what I am going to attempt to do is jump on this, land on it again, and hit the one. Okay, so these jumps are as tight as they look. And what I will say about this section in particular is that these are all part of the first tier of side missions. And basically what that means is, as I go through, we're going to go through 3 tiers of missions that all have a level of force jump that are associated with them. And that will allow me to go through certain sections a little bit quicker or a little bit slower. I mean, not slower, but be able to jump for higher and jump for longer. So here in Tier 1, we only have force jump level 1, so we can't really jump for very long. And so Tier 1 are probably the hardest segments to do, especially this mission in particular, Rail. Do it really well. That was good. That was a really good jump. And Tier 1 more. Nice, okay. All right, so we started off really shaky, but then we sort of stabilized as I got more comfortable with it.
I took out those ships, so I think we're in the clear now.
But now we are actually going to be going through these side missions in a really particular order. So next up, we're going to go into the map known as Tier 1 Danger. And this mission is normally incredibly, incredibly spooky. Because my movement is not that great right now, I will actually be taking an easier Tier 1 mission by not entering a cutscene. Normally here, you would actually end up entering a cutscene to be able to teleport back after the end of the timer, but I have literally 0 confidence in my ability to do things consistently. So what I'll just end up doing is doing some extra movement, which loses me only a couple of seconds if I do it well enough. Okay, great. Here. Oh, all right, I missed that elevation. Okay, so here what I'm trying to do is really route my movement through in very particular ways in order to do my best to not lose 50% of my speed by the concept known as velocity reduction on grounding. As I explained at the very beginning of the run, whenever I jump and land on the ground, I actually end up losing 50% of my speed. However, if I'm able to consistently jump from higher to lower ground, I am able to mitigate that speed loss altogether. Okay, that was a nice backup chain there.
Just the power coupling I need for the acceleration compensator.
Yep, nice crush climb there to save that, and I fell. All right, that's fine. So, whoops, I didn't mean to throw that. Okay. Okay, all right, so we have one more part to go to be able to fix this ship, as that sandworm's in a really spooky spot, so I'm going to avoid him.
How am I going to get over there?
Okay, that one also could actually incidentally kill me. So I'm going to throw that thermal detonator to trick him. Whoops, what is this chain I'm doing? All right, new chain. I have never done that in my life.
We have to have one of those in here, of course.
Yep. But that was fine. That was fine. We got through the mission, and that is what is important, to just continue to get through. Because oftentimes the hardest part of the mission is actually just coming up with backups and such. So up next, I'm actually not even sure if this is the order that I did it in my PB, but we're just going to be going to Tier 1 Surprise. So in Surprise, really a lot of what a lot of these Tier 1 missions actually ended up becoming was coming up with ways of trying to get these giant jump chains as much as I can. Almost got like the full chain with a really nice backup in order to get to these big sequence break tricks. So here, there are a bunch of pixels on this wall. And I need to try and slip in, yep, just like that, into each of them. So they require really specific positioning and really specific movement. One more, nice, okay. And so that actually ends up skipping about 30 seconds of the level. Then here, the developers just forgot to put an invisible wall here, so we're able to just crouch and sneak through that. Then jumping on that invisible wall there, I'm actually able to get into this next one. Great, okay. So here, using Force Sense and standing in a really particular spot, I'm going to jump and crouch. There, okay. And when I crouch my head right underneath that ceiling there, it will actually end up hitting the trigger to spawn those enemies, and more importantly, this droid. Then, using a thermal detonator, I'm able to do an animation clip, which I will actually end up explaining a little bit later. Nice, okay. And then I am able to spawn the very final 6 enemies of the game. Then coming over here, we're going to use our Force Advanced Force Power, which is Force Lightning. And Force Lightning 3 is incredibly strong. Let's go heal here for safety. Okay, great. So here, one really cool thing about this category, which is known as all levels, which you'll notice is different from any percent, is that normally in Academy, you have to only do 4 missions before you are allowed to go on to the next set of story missions and get into the next tier of missions earlier rather than later. So, we normally skip this level here, which is known as Tier 1 Fatal. Nope, I would rather take damage. Rather not take damage. Okay. So here, activating this bomb, we were going to do our first big sequence break, which is jumping over that giant gap, just like that. Just simply because that elevator is a little bit lower than that where I jumped off of. And then here, jumping on this rail allows me to set up another elevation boost chain, or EB boost chain. And just as this floor is shaking, I'm actually doing a really long chain that I almost got perfectly. And then we're going to come over here for this next one. So the reason why we normally skip this mission in any percent is just simply because it is longer than the other 4 missions altogether. And so, that being said, in all levels, we actually end up getting the ability to have to complete those extra 3 side missions. Okay, so up next here, I'm going to jump over here, walk in. And so the objective of this mission is actually to go through and deactivate all of these bombs. Then coming through here, I'm going to use Force Speed again to slow down time. And then crouch climb that elevator, I am actually allowed to get back up just in the nick of time. Excellent, very nice. So here I'm gonna use Force Heal for a little bit of safety. Okay, so here is a really difficult and big chain here. I'm just gonna focus. Nice, first try. Okay, and then it's not over yet. Nice. So there I had to do a crouch climb in order to be able to just barely get high enough to be able to get back up that ledge. That saves like something like a second and a half. So there's like all these advanced, like teeny tiny little optimizations of the movement that end up saving time. I hope I ended up activating that bomb. I'm just not going to save the rest of the mission. Save. But yeah, I think we should be good. Hopefully I deactivated that bomb. I actually like am blanking on it. But that's okay. If I didn't, I cannot actually get through this door. So we'll know in a very short period of time. Okay. Alright. So here, walking on the stormtrooper's head, or not, is going to allow me to jump over here and get to the end of the mission. Holding. Okay, and it should fade to black. Oh, I missed the trigger. The trigger's right here. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Gave me a little bit of a heart palpitation. Okay, next mission. All right, one more mission. And this is going to be Tier 1 Sour. Tier 1 Sour has recently actually ended up finding about a 20-second time save to it, thanks to the hard work of the community recently. And that is because of a new routing of force powers known as grip strats. However, we are not showcasing grip strats today because I was not allowed to practice this game for the last couple of months. So using a really precise spot, I'm going to try and throw thermal detonator. And we got it. Okay, nice. Because we're having to kill off lists of enemies. And then here, oh, I almost got it. Here is the reverse door crouchy itself. The hypest of hype tricks. But we got the bag up for it. Normally you can just get through there, but of course my movement was not good enough to do that. Then blowing up those bombs is going to allow me to get a bunch of additional speed getting through there a little bit quicker. Okay. And we are going to move on. Yeah, we'll do this trick. So this trick up here is another one that only saves about like a second to a second and a half, where I need to do really, really particular force pulls, and then pushing that Rodian. Oh, I didn't mean to jump there. It's okay. And then if I can get out and get back into the elevator before the Rodian gets out. Nice, okay, we got it. So I totally ended up saving that 1 second of time by going for that multiple times. Totally saved the time.
What are you doing?
All right, don't worry about it. So here, we have to kill off a list of enemies to spawn the end of the mission. So I'm going to use the lightsabers on the humans, and then PDs and Force Lightning on the Rodians. Because the Rodians have less health. And that's it. We are done with the first list of Tier 1 missions as we go into the last two story missions of the tier. Which is Hoth 2, followed by Hoth 3. We're actually, this is one of the biggest mysteries and meme of the community. We actually have no idea what ended up happening to Hoth 1. So if anybody knows what happened to Hoth 1, just feel free to actually end up DMing on Discord or something. Names. Really, we think Hoth 1 was probably just like a cutscene map that got removed. Anyways, here are Tauntauns, which are a unique feature in Jedi Knight Academy and Escape from Yavin 4, which we'll be talking about in extent. And vehicles are incredibly busted in these games. So here, I'm going to walk off this ledge at a really particular point, in a really particular direction. And then, now I've glitched out the Tauntaun to move much quicker, because it now decelerates at a much less rate. So if I take this Tauntaun and go up here, standing in a really particular spot, I'm able to build a bunch of speed by turning, and then coming back over as I hit the invisible ceiling, excuse me, I'm able to get over that gigantic invisible wall and sequence break like a minute and a half. So that is really, really cool. That has been a skip that was around since even before I started speedrunning in 2015. So that's awesome. That is really, really cool. All right, Hoth 3. So Hoth 3 is definitely one of the more relaxed missions. as we go through. So Sky, if you see any questions in chat, you have time for maybe like 1 or 2.
Someone who asked, could you speedrun this if it was VR?
Yes, oh yeah.
Yes.
If it was VR, yeah, for sure. Would it be a good speedrun? No. But I mean, you can pretty much speedrun anything like as you want. But yeah, I mean, there's like a first person mode, right? So if I just do this, I'm now in first person. So oh yeah, totally.
Oh, that's a dizzying experience though if you do it from that perspective.
Yeah, I would never speedrun it in VR, but yeah.
That's reasonable. I think someone asked, what is your favorite breakfast food?
Oh, well, I don't want to support cannibalism, so I'm not going to say muffins. But usually I do like a toasted piece of starch, like bread or like a bagel or an English muffin, and then I make it with peanut butter. That has been like my staple diet for breakfast for like...
Peanut butter, really?
Yeah,
in the morning?
like 2 decades of my life. Like, oh yeah, protein for sure.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah. All right, so coming up here is going to be Allura 1, who's going to be a boss fight. And there's many really silly ways of killing Allura. Like, you can take this tauntaun here into the fight and kill her with it, but unfortunately that is not quite fast enough. So just coming into here, I'm just going to go ahead, take a normal fight, because my... Actually... Yeah, okay, I saved right at the fight. That's fine. This is fine. There we go. Okay, she's dead. All right. I was like getting ready to explain a strat and then completely forgot what I was doing. All right, so coming up here, as we go in, I am going to explain this level, which is Trip. And we don't have a lot of time to explain it. So I'm going to take like 30 seconds to talk about speeder bikes because they are really important. So speeder bikes, right, they're the same as tauntauns. If I turn with them while going forward, they build me a bunch of speed. And they have a speed boost feature. However, speeder bikes also have this really cool hip check, like from Return of the Jedi. But if I turn to build a bunch of speed and use that hip check feature, it will actually reapply that speed I was going at every single point of that, adding additional acceleration to go back to that top speed. So it allows me to move really fast. So what you can actually do with this is like come over here, and I'll just do this for dramatic effect, right? Is you can do things like this and go really, really fast through the level. However, there's a runner whose screen name is Rienz, and he came up with this. Okay, all right, this looks good. So I used Force Rage here to stop myself from going underneath 1 HP, and then locked the bike into that movement feature. We might just have to restart the level a few times to get a good bike, maybe moving down lower. I also have quick load bug going. Almost. Yeah, let's reload the level. This is fine. This is like completely expected to have happened. Alright. Alright, I am going to try and focus because this is really hard. I'm like starting setup. Oh, let's try this. Yeah, it's much better. There we go. Awesome. Yeah, so that is known as the Nickel Age. Because the old strat that I showed for dramatic effect is known as the Nicky Cage, or the Nicolas Cage, after the famous actor himself. And that is another reason why I fell in love with this community, is because they're a bunch of meme lords. So really important things to express is that going into that side jaunt feature ended up locking the bike into that movement over and over again, even after I jumped off of it. Let's do... yeah. And then using Force Rage, because when a bike hits you, it can deal over 200 damage. Next over here is a level known as Rift. And, I mean, not Rift. It is what's known as Rogue. So on Rogue, it's this beautiful and really long level. However, if I just do a giant force jump chain there, I now have force jump level 2, I'm able to jump around a huge invisible wall and jump immediately to the end of the level. That's cool. So it turns like a 2-minute level into a 20-second level. Oops. I accidentally touched my mouse, and then just punch. All right, that's fine. Okay, cool. And that's it. That's Rogue.
Based on the...
Okay, so up next we'll do Dosun, I guess. All right, so coming into here, even though I do all of that inventory management stuff leading into the mission, we actually get all of our weapons and stuff confiscated. But that's okay, because we have the most basic of weapons. Then, if I come over here, force push this stormtrooper down, I'm able to force jump on his head. And this actually ends up increasing my maximum height for that jump. Then quick saving here, getting into a really particular spot, and bless RNG. Yeah, well, okay, awesome. We're able to jump up there. Then coming over here, I'm able to do a really big jump chain, and then do this, jump up here, and come further out of bounds by climbing on top of this building. And yeah, don't worry, this is totally what ceilings of buildings normally look like. Then, yep, jumping over another invisible wall, I'm able to get past all of that. And so altogether, that actually ends up saving about 10 seconds to the other big sequence break that we would normally consider doing. But here, I'm just going to go ahead and force heal a little bit for safety. Great. And we're going to and then, okay, great. So here, Force Sense does two things. It allows me to see things better, and then it increases the accuracy of the E11 blaster rifle to 100%. So I am able to actually go through that mission and take probably one of the hardest boss fights of the casual experience and make it very, very simple and easy. Then coming through here, this is one of my favorite missions that is actually no longer run, just simply because the other side mission that we would normally do in its place is a little bit faster. It's only about like maybe 15 to 20 seconds.
Move it, Jaden. I'm coming in.
Okay, but in this mission, pretty much what I'm going to be doing is activating a bunch of these bombs and going through, because I'm working with none other than Wedge from the Star Wars movies.
This is too easy.
Then, coming over here, let's see if I remember this jump chain. It's been a really long time since I've done it. I am going to go for this big chain here. I'll just let you watch. Oh, yes, okay, I got the backup. All right, that was a little bit spooky. And then coming through here, okay, awesome. It's going to allow me to jump all the way over here and place that bomb. Then, coming over here, we're going to use our Force Power, Force Protect, because it actually ends up mitigating 80% of damage, which includes fall damage. Then coming over here, I forget who discovered this initially, I'm going to do a major glitch, which is known as Moon. Oh, I got a little one. Oh, whoops. Sorry. I just accidentally loaded a practice save. So just ignore that. Ignore that. So I got a little one, which is not what I want. Whoops. Oh, did I do it again? Hang on. Let me just fix these binds really quick. One sec. Flash bind B. Blah, blah, blah. Bind M. Blah, blah. Okay, great. So that will not happen again. Okay, nope. All right, almost. So if I stand in a really specific spot, okay, I got it. All right, there we go. Or no, the angle's not good enough. Okay, all right, the angle was not good enough, so we have to do it again. That's totally fine. That just happens. Yeah, okay, there we go. So if I quick save at a really particular time in the cartwheel animation right before I finish it, I will actually end up going through and doing that cartwheel animation we saw. And so doing that cartwheel animation will actually launch me to the 0th coordinate of the mission. And so this is very particular with a few factors that I'm not going to go into detail, but those tricks are going to come up in Escape from Yavin 4 and a few other spots as well. So that's really cool that I get to show that off, all simply because I am doing all levels. Okay. So coming through here, this is just really going to showcase off how elevation boosting is utilized as a tech in Academy, where I am jumping on really specific ledges to jump from higher to lower ground in particular. So here, like jumping on this trimming here, and then landing in the middle of that path allows me to get through that section much quicker and just catapult myself to the end of it. Nice. Okay, cool. That was the ledge. Okay. Then up next is the mission. I'm just making sure that I have Mind Trick 1. We are going to come into Rancor. So in Rancor, this is now the fastest mission thanks to a glitch that I have no idea what it is. So I will be doing the older route, which is still quite speedy, while I just continue to kill these enemies. Oh, please don't run away. Please don't run away. Okay, thank you. So initially, I'm going to come through here and kill off a list of enemies. That hotkey is not working because I don't have that weapon. Okay, that's fine. I will just make note. Oh, because I'm doing this in the wrong order. That's okay, though. That's totally fine. This changes nothing about it. Or no, I did pick the wrong weapon. All right, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That just happens. So what I'll do is I'll just use Force Lightning on these guys. Well, Force Lightning. All right, great. So here, the object of the mission is to come and free all of these prisoners here. However, there is now a super scary monster known as Jimmy the Rancor. And so Jimmy the Rancor, what I am actually going to end up doing is luring him over after he wakes back up. Come on, Jimmy. Here, Jimmy. Yep, all right, great. And going through and freeing all of these prisoners. And it's supposed to like seem like kind of like a death game where they're like, oh, running away from the Rancor. But simply, if I just stand in the spot, I'm able to do something known as an animation, which is going to bait Jimmy over here. And then using Mind Trick, he is now going to just get stuck in that corner and never move out of it, like he's in a timeout. Then I am just able to move around here, doing some nice boosts that I'm not going to talk about because they are actually kind of complicated why they work. But we call those random boosts for anybody who's watching from the community. One more group here. And normally you have to like backtrack a bunch and like, no, come on. There we go. Okay, awesome. And snake through and like free those prisoners, yada, 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 in a really specific order. But I am not going to be doing that. Instead, just using those animation clips.
Is the way.
Yes.
We are going to be able to free these prisoners. Then quick saving, quick loading a bunch to skip dialogue. These prisoners are going to slowly meander out. So Skybills, if you have a question ready, you can
there are other prisoners here that I need to rescue.
To run to the end.
All right, I'll pick them up.
There
as
was
they
a
come.
question earlier.
Be
What
careful,
is
Jake.
your favorite Star Wars game?
Oh, Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. As I mentioned, it was absolutely one of my favorite playthroughs of like any Star Wars game, and one I've put in many hours.
That's all of them.
Back to the access tunnel.
Okay,
Yeah, I know
and-
that one was a.
Nice work.
Now, is that different from your favorite speedrun, perchance?
No, actually, they are the same. But I
Wow.
mean, like, as you saw, like, Outcast is an absolutely beautiful and really insane speed. But here, we are going to do something known as flechette strats, where I will fire the flechette and then Kyle will force push them, be able to push me away. I will try one more time. If I don't get this, no problem. Oh, almost. Okay, so the backup is literally walk over here, and then come through here with just like that. Then here, I'm going to be doing a trick which I discovered, which is known as preheating the oven, and then accidentally use force speed. That's fine. And continuing on with the mission. So firing early, aka preheating the oven, causes those troopers to actually stop their movement altogether. Yes, very nice. And then going through there like that, I'm able to get all of those boosts, just like that. And I am going to force heal for a little bit of... Then here I'm going to crouch in order to raise my hitbox, jump up. And here is probably going to be one of the most hyped tricks. So here I've picked up the weapon known as Flechette. Then a single runner whose screen name is Savasuka really pioneered these strats, so I'm just going to let you watch. Okay, little invisible, wall. Oh, I just barely missed it, dude. That was almost first try. I nailed the hardest parts of the trick. Oh, that was so close, dude. All right, let's try again. And no, too low. Okay, try again. I will try the full chain one more time before doing the... Almost saved that. Okay, we'll do the backup, which I actually could have done. I'm going to roll here for a little bit of safety. Okay, so the backup is actually not too difficult. All I do is I come over here, I save the game, and then I do a really insanely precise crouch climb. Just like that, and then we get to the same position. But that was so close the first try. And then coming over here, I am going to use the Stuker concussion rifle to push me back in order to get to that section a little bit quicker. Then another double Stuker there is going to allow me to get very, very quickly through that spot. So the Stuker is probably the most impactful weapon besides the thermal detonator and lightsaber. Just simply because it actually actively adds on a pushback effect, which builds us a bunch of Stuker. Then using force pull after I fire the Stuker concussion rifle a single time, I am actually able to punch through another Stuker shot even quicker. So here is a health kit for a little bit of safety, as Kyle just lays down the hurt on that one guy. Excellent.
Time low for you.
Okay, there goes Kyle. That was good RNG there, because they didn't do a safety strat. Okay, so here is a very influential skip known as Bill Doc Torn skip. Normally, I have to pull 3 levers in order to drain the water and get through that puzzle, but you can just jump out of very, very specific spots. So if chat could do me a favor and say, thank you, or TY, Bill Doc Torn, so Bildo, B-I-L-D-O, Doc Torn, however you want to spell that, he would really appreciate it, so would I. Yeah, anyways, coming through here, this is Vision 2, which is our second Tier 2 story mission of 3 itself. And this is probably one of the more relaxing missions to get through because the tricks themselves are not nearly as difficult as some of the other ones. So here, I'm going to force pull that mirror, and then come over here and force pull these other two. Great. And that's the end of the mission. All right, one more, Vision 3, and then we go into our final tier of missions.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're about 19 minutes left, so it seems like
Oh,
you're in a
that's-
pretty good position here.
Yeah, I'm doing great then. I'm doing really good. There are some longer missions in Tier 3, but that is a nice number. Next, jumping up there is going to allow me to skip having to allow certain units to spawn, and then also sequence break having to ride an elephant.
We're wanted.
Okay, so here I'm actually just gonna pull out my saber for safety. Push those guys. All right, I have enough ammo for this. And I'm going to shoot them. Okay. Then jumping down here, I'm going through. Okay, good. We do have the DEM. Okay. So there is a safety DMP if I don't have this one. Oh no, I don't remember the order of the rooms. Okay, this is embarrassing, but here, this arena actually spawns in a really specific fashion. I think it's this. It is. It is. It is. Okay, great. All right, I didn't embarrass myself in front of the 1,000 number of people who are currently watching this. So I'm glad that didn't happen.
Is there really such a thing as embarrassment, though, if you're doing this rusty? Like, that's part of the Mercy Kill experience.
Yeah, yeah. It's a little embarrassing to me because I've been speedrunning this game for 6 years. But yeah, no, that's totally okay. So here is an enemy, but we're just going to go ahead and take him down. And this is the hardest boss fight in the normal playthrough of the game. But because we're able to just simply enter this cutscene, we're going to force feed, roll, and saber up the butt. All right, there we go. And Rosh is dead. All right, moving into Tier 3. Tier 3 is gonna be fun. No, I want the Stuker. Please don't forget the Stuker here. Okay, so this is gonna actually showcase off one of the absolute coolest jump chains in the run itself, which is going to be known as the Leap of Faith. So coming down here, I am going to land in a specific spot as I mess that up. Land here. Okay, I might have, I'm actually just gonna kill this guy because he's in my way. All right, that's my fault, by the way. All right, and then I'm going to start the chain. So here we go. Nope, I missed it.
Anything? Did you see anything?
Landing in a really precise spot there and just barely missing it. Okay, again. Unfortunately, I missed it in the worst way. Okay, I missed it again. So we'll go for the backup. That's okay. That is totally okay. I am completely fine with that. So normally you get like an entire chain directly to the end of the mission, but the backup is literally to just come over here and just double Stuker to get over here. So no problem, no problem. That's totally fine. And it doesn't cost me too much time to go for the backup. Nope. Then coming over here, we just use Force Sense to be able to see these buttons, and that will spawn the end condition of the level. Whoops. Okay, no problem. We're just gonna come over here. Stuker. Try and roll. Okay, great.
So you did
Okay.
that cloaking device.
Up next is going to be another one of the more technical and difficult tier 3 levels, which is Hevel. And Hevel is really fascinating because unlike some of the other Academy levels, this is a very, very vertical. So the end is actually right at the top of a very large spire. It's all the way up there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is move in a really particular fashion. Okay, excellent. Oh, I fell down. No problem. Oh, okay. All right, we're fine. This is fine. All right, I'm going to save and go for this. Okay, excellent. Nice. That's the big jump of the level. Scootering downward allows me to get to the maximum height of the jump a little bit quicker. It's not over yet. Here is Lightning Spire. I might just get completely trolled here if I'm not fast enough. Yeah, I'm getting trolled. All right, so Force Lightning in this game, as you can see, just dealt around 150 health in the matter of like a second or two. So we can mitigate most of that damage by using a lightsaber, or we can use a force ability that we don't have yet, known as Force Ability. But if you work fast enough through those rooms, you actually don't even have to worry about that whatsoever. I'm gonna do these levels. This is, I think I selected Biss. I hope I selected Biss. Yes, we did. Okay, good. Because the weapons are really particular on this one. All right.
Who's that?
Whoops, I missed the chain. Fine. Okay, so in this, it is much more similar to what you would normally see in Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast, which is very low ceilings, very narrow hallways. However, what I can just end up doing is laying down a couple of jetpacks here and there and exploding them to kill the enemy troops as I go through initially. Then coming through here and using Force Protect, just in case the super troopers end up hitting me, I'm able to get through that spot a little bit quicker. And again, please don't hit me. Alright, so I do have Mind Trick, which I normally don't have in any percent, to be able to get through that spot a little bit quicker. Now I'm just going to lay down these jetpacks in order to have a little bit of space. Okay, so I just got chunked for a bit of health, that's fine. I can just force heal while I'm in the elevator. And then we're going to jump up here. Okay, great. So here, if I moved fast enough through this level, which I would not be surprised if I didn't do that, I would be able to catch these TIE fighters that are really specific pattern. And yeah, it doesn't quite look like got it, but that was fine. That's like the backup pattern right, which is not much slower. Because earlier in the level, I actually hit a trigger in order to get those to move. Okay, awesome. So here, coming into this last section, I am going to be taking out 3 enemies with rockets, because it's a little bit quicker, and then using Force Lightning on the rest. Excellent, very nice. And now we are going to go into one of the coolest missions overall, which is Ordmental. Let's do rockets for safety. Where we are going to be going up against none other than Boba Fett.
Can we talk about this? And
in this mission, we need to activate 3 different bombs in either direction. There are 2 directions to go in this map. Oh, nice, I got the roll. Destroying sort of these smuggled weapons that Boba Fett has going on. But this level is like very technical and very difficult to do well. Like there, I bonked on that doorway, when in reality, I could have gotten through that section much quicker if I just nailed the chain altogether. And that's totally fine, that's totally fine. And coming through this hallway, we're gonna come to the 3rd of 6 bombs. Hold. Land on it while activating it and then jump. Okay, Boba might troll us here. He almost did. Now I'm going to try and take a really big jump. Okay. This through the door. Okay, so here's a really difficult jump here. I'm gonna jump on this. I didn't get enough speed on it. Yeah, I didn't get enough speed. That's fine. Backups literally to just start. So here you can really see why elevation boost, which if I don't end up jumping from higher to lower ground, I actually end up losing 50% of my speed. So it really showcases off how important elevation boosting is to get through the missions themselves. As I use super shots here and there to try and get through a little bit quicker. Yeah, like there, Boba can like really troll you. Here, longer one.
Yo, real quick, by the way,
Yeah.
everybody get your GGs out for past Covert Muffin completing the game. Again, what a gamer. Thank you. And shout outs to past Covert. It looks like that he might be able to beat the timer here based on what you're saying here, though, so.
Yeah. We have one more mission, which is going to be 3 minutes long, about maybe 4 minutes if I am like super slow. And then we'll go into the final 4 missions, which are actually all quite varied. Okay. I do need to remember weapons. These are important. Okay, so coming into here, there's a bit of RNG. So I'm going to try and quick save immediately
That's not good.
when the mission starts. Okay. Nope.
That's not good.
Nope. Come on. Break it.
That's not good.
All right, I'm going to restart the mission. Hang on. So this is actually very, very particular.
That's not
I
good.
turned the camera at the start. Okay. I can maybe explain that a little bit.
That's not good.
Okay, that's good. That is good, actually. So him using the breath weapon there is actually quite useful. I don't have heavy style, so I need to change for that. And then I can... Okay. So here in this mission, we have to... No! Oh, no.
That's not good.
Oh, that is good. That is good. As long as he doesn't pick me up. All right, this is fine. We can salvage it. Oh, thanks, Jimmy, for the boost. So here, what I'm actually going to end up doing is taking out these yellow containers of tantalizing goo for Jimmy. Because if I don't do this, he actually ends up getting baited to these jars of goo. Okay, then I'm just making sure really quickly that Jimmy makes eye contact with me, because the mission can only progress once Jimmy the Rancor ends up getting to a specific spot. Okay, this is good. This is good. Right, I activated that. Oh, that's not as good. That's okay. Okay, please tell me I activated this lever. Okay, I definitely did. All right, come here. Come here, Jimmy. Now stop breaking those boxes, Jimmy. Okay, and so a runner in particular to really shout out here is Zenny. So Zenny actually ended up discovering a way to definitely make this level completely consistent. Which was not the case for a very long time. So there, come on, please die. Please die. Okay. All right, that guy is dead. And then I'm gonna take you down and destroy that jar of goo. Okay, we're okay. We're okay. And then standing over here, nope. Nope, he's not behaving. All right. There's something slightly concerning going on where Jimmy is not making a sound effect. So I'm going to go check on Jimmy, see how he's doing. Jimmy, how you doing, man? Okay, so he is active, but I might have missed up. Yeah, I'm in it. Come on. Come on, Jimmy. So he has to break this wall. Uh-oh. Jimmy? Is any help? Where's this quick save? Okay. Hang on. I'm gonna go check and see if anything went wrong out here. Like, is he aggroing on something? He shouldn't be. I think he might just be in a really sweet spot. So I'm gonna come over there. Oh, there he goes. Okay, there he goes. There he goes. Okay, so Jimmy is working through that door. Okay. All right, these things can happen, especially when I'm rusty. So I want to go through... There it is. Okay. All right, there we go. Go through the missions in a really particular fashion. So here, I'm going to stand there to try and, yep, lure him like that. Pathway. And I'm going to shoot that guy with a super concussion rifle. And then shoot these rockets. Force pull that guy's body out of the way. And then attack this guy. And then push him out of the way. All right. Next, we're going to save one rocket. Oh, I might die. I might die. Please don't die. All right, I am now improvising. All right, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. All right, we're fine. Stop that. Please die. It is actually incredibly important that guy dies. Okay, pulling his body away. Okay, so the reason why I'm pulling the bodies away in really particular fashion is that it is very important that they're not around for Jimmy to be able to have a tantalizing snack. Okay, this is actually going to be kind of close. Okay, yep, there's Jimmy. He's on a mad tear. I need to pull this switch. And Jimmy can move through that cutscene, so I'm going to stand here and try to jump over his head. Maybe if I take up a wider jump. Okay, this is a little Monka-esque. Try from this angle. That's really not great. Jimmy, please. Okay, I think I can salvage this. I have an idea. It's not a good idea, but it is an idea. All right, there we go. Oh, thank goodness. All right, I'm through. Okay. All right, that guy's dead. Okay, good. Okay, so breaking that window there, I need to make it to this
Maybe I could
switch.
trap it between those
Only have
containers and the
30 health.
door.
Okay, come here, Jimmy. There's a good. Oh no. Oh, the swag. All right, that's fine.
Maybe I could trap it between those containers and the door.
Okay, and then coming through here. It's not over yet. Okay, Jimmy's being good. All right, we got through. Okay. Oh, geez. I'm sorry, Zenny. That was a mission and a half. Okay, so pretty much the IL for that mission is sub 2 minutes, which is held by Zenny himself. But Zenny really deserves all of the credit there with like mapping all of the AI manipulations and stuff like that. And we showed an okay job of that.
5 minutes.
Oh, 5 minutes? Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah.
We're fine. This is okay. We have one medium-sized mission and then 3 really short missions. So we're fine. I'll even go for front door and try and go for it. All right, so normally this is one of the longer missions actually in a normal playthrough, but there is an invisible bridge there which I can just crouch climb to. That bridge is just always there. And that will allow me to sequence break all of the missions. But that one easily is over an hour during the casual playthrough itself, which is insane. That's very, very insane. Next, standing in a really particular spot here, I can actually jump over a trigger, nice, and then, crouch climb up there and then jump past the trigger. Next, this guy control me, so I'll just quick save. Okay, goal is to get through here. Nice, okay. And then we're gonna activate force step. Sorry, I'm focusing once again because this is coming down to the wire, but we're fine. We're actually almost to the end of the mission itself. So upcoming here is going to be a series of conveyor belts. And these conveyor belts are going to lead to sort of another global timer-esque situation where I am trying to get through this area as quick as possible. That's unfortunate that he used Force Lightning, but very fortunate that I ended up quick saving there. Hey, please stop. Okay, we're fine. We made it through. And there, we call that section Thunder Thighs because there is an instant kill death trigger right there. Okay. But then upcoming here is going to be the next boss fight, which is going to be Laura 2. I will be going for difficulty for sure. Okay, so here's the Laura. Oh, I missed him, but then I just killed her with good saber attack. Okay, I'm not even gonna talk about that because I don't have time. But normally I do an AI manipulation there to do an even faster kill, faster by maybe half a second or so. But that was probably actually faster RTA. All right, so up here in this level, I am going to go for a trick known as Grindor, which is a trick that I'm going to be honest, I have not practiced very much. So what I'll do is I'll set up a safety save here, and then go for this. Okay, so here, my lightsaber is spinning underneath right this moment. And what I'm trying to do is deactivate my lightsaber. That's a bad quick save. Yep, let's load the safety save. Really glad to make that. Okay, and let's go through. Okay. Okay, there it goes. And I got it. Wow, okay. That is insane. That is an unbelievably precise trick. And I have actually never done that in a full run before. And then coming into here is another big jump chain where we're just going to double super to get through really fast. As I just almost botched that. No problem. All right, final 2 boss fights. Get ready on time. These are going to go really fast.
All right.
Okay. All right, so here's the first one. And here I'm going to accidentally use Force Sense instead of Force Speed again. That's really... Oh. And then use Force Speed and time. That's it. GG.
Yo, I think that's a 50-39 or a 50-40 depending on where the timer was stopped. But congratulations, right. That's 2 runs.
All right, underestimate again. I'll take it. I'll take it.
These are close.
Yeah, it's great. It's like, it's very showing because of like just how, I mean, you saw like the struggle with that mission with the Rancor where it was just, I got messed up by AI and tried to like improvise on the spot instead of restarting the entire mission. It's like, that is like a core element to these games. And then the movement, right? Like my movement is still really rusty. Like I'm missing a lot of these jump chains and needing to think on my feet. So I'm very happy that I'm finishing underestimated. That's really, really cool.
Well, GG, and that is 2 for 2 tonight. Can Covert Muffin make it 3 for 3? Any closing thoughts on this run in particular, Covert?
Escape from Yavin 4 is the one that I'm most scared about, so that'll be great. But yeah, just like Outcast, we have a really supportive community. Speedrun.com/JKA, all lowercase, and that'll lead you to our speedrunning Discord, all of our guides and tutorials, which I think is one of the best beginner's tutorials out of any beginner's tutorial I've ever seen in my half a dozen years of speedrunning. So it's like really, really, really incredible. But yeah, shoutouts to Dr. Meowington, the current world record holder, YS, Jaden Noam, Hotshot Wire once again, Prasco, Vrindar, Sajiki. Once again, I could just keep naming names for all eternity, but love you guys, and I'm so glad I was able to showcase off some impressive stuff and then flounder about for the rest of it. Thank you guys.
Well, thank you as well. And again, if you all would like to follow Covert Muffin, I'm going to drop the link here. This is
thank you.
twitch.tv/covert_muffin for those of you on YouTube watching, and then that's twitch.tv/covert_muffin. So when we get back from the break here, I believe Covert was talking about this. We are going to be doing, I believe it's called Escape from Yavin 4, the Lost Apps. Any percent no, is that a VRGI?
Yep. Yep, so just like Jedi Knight Academy, it literally runs on the same engine as Jedi Knight Academy. So velocity reduction on ground impact, which causes us to normally lose 50% of our speed when we land on the ground, is just turned off. So I don't even have to worry about it. And that just makes the run more interesting for me.
All right, so before the break, again, I just want to remind you all, we have one more run after this, and then we have an episode of Never Before Seen, which will follow Mercy Kill in that final Star Wars run, and we're going to be doing 2 different versions of Link's Awakening. So, before we go to the break, folks, remember that Mercy Kill is brought to you by viewers like you, your subs, gift subs, Amazon Prime Gaming subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support our weekly hotfix content. Thank you so much for supporting our shows. Frame Fatale, an all-women speedrunning event, will be returning on August 15th to the 21st with Flame Fatale. Game submissions will be open from May 18th to the 25th. Go to GamesDoneQuick.com/Frame Fatale for more information on the upcoming event. And everyone, get up, stretch, get hydrated, and we'll be right back with Mercy Kill. Welcome back to Mercy Kill. This is the third of our Revenge of the Fifth Jedi Knight runs here. We have Escape from Yavin 4, and this is going to be quite a difficult run. I am joined
often incredibly difficult in these games, even though I am very, very skilled at these games. Then on top of that, I usually add about 10 minutes to the estimates if it's like around 40 minutes for the run overall. And that's just because of experience from cycling between different games and then coming back, and then on opening day when I do a no reset run for a D-Rust, I know it's usually around 9 to 10 minutes slower than what I normally do. So that's where I've gotten the estimates from comparing to my team.
All right, with that being said, are you ready to go?
Maybe.
How do you count?
All right, so this is Escape from Yavin 4. It's a modified version of Jedi Knight Academy. Uses the same engine and everything. There's a lot that's different. It is literally a standalone campaign made by Unbeholden and like half a dozen of his friends in 2 years, which he did for free. And it's absolutely amazing and free to play. So I highly suggest trying it out yourself. But Richard, we're going to get started. Starting in 3, 2, 1. And when it loads, we're going to start. And go.
All right, good luck.
Thank you so much. So here, a new thing in this modified version of Jedi Knight Academy is that I am actually allowed to pick up lightsabers. So every single enemy that actually ends up dropping a lightsaber as a weapon, I am actually going to be able to pick up. Then coming over here, I am going to quick draw my lightsaber to attack faster, stand in this window, and then use the use function and tilt back to be able to do something known as an animation clip to pick people through that wall. Next up, all I have to do is activate the switch. I'm getting a little bit trolled here. And then I am able to get out of the mission itself. So here I'm actually going to cycle between the 3 saber styles, as you get to choose which saber style to unlock in this mission, which is actually going to unlock all of the saber styles for the rest of the campaign itself. So that's a really cool glitch coming out of right out of the gate. Then here I used graphics reset to be able to actually end up entering this cutscene altogether. And that allows me to not have to deal with like a rancor in some enemies, a lot of these. So that's a really nice little time save and something that helps reduce RNG. Then using force pull here, I am going to pull that enemy to its death and continue on. So Escape from Yavin 4 really differs from Jedi Knight Academy, in which, as I accidentally fall into a giant pool of lava, in that there are a lot more enemies. And these enemies are really mean and scary. And they can really end up causing me a lot of trouble. But here, I'm going to do a trick known as a moon wheel. And so if I stand in a really particular spot, I'm going to save the game at a particular spot. Almost, I got a small one, so my positioning was just very slightly off. I think this should work. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, and then if I quick save and quick load the game at a really precise time, I am able to build a bunch of height. Almost. That was another short one, so that worked, but it was just a little bit too short. Okay. Almost. And as I mentioned, these are very, very precise in the positioning, as well as the timing. I think the timing was off there. Yeah, that's okay. And the positioning was good. Okay. Yeah, so like, really in the speedrun itself, especially, is like, this would definitely be a very heavy, oh, I got it there. All right, we got it, nice. Be a very heavy reset point, where it's important that I make sure that I actually end up being able to get each one of those moves as I do some movement here. And here, I'm trying to move in a really specific fashion. I am not going to make that, so I need to go for a backup. Okay, hang on. All right, this should work. Okay, sorry, I just need to focus because I need to, land on a very particular spot right there on the ground. And then I'm gonna stand right here. Just waiting for force, for safety. Okay, great. So in this mission, what I need to do to be able to progress on is I need to infiltrate a base. And the way to do that is I'm gonna force pull this guy up and then crouch climb in. And then quick saving and quick loading after walking out from the ledge is going to allow me to climb up here, which is a major sequence break in the level itself. Then using force protect to mitigate fall damage, I'm able to get to this quest trigger to unlock the next portion of the mission itself. Then taking down this enemy for safety, I am going to save the game and then come over here and make my first safety save of the run itself. Because after I activate the switch, the NPCs can actually preemptively progress the mission if I don't want them to. So here, using force speed to slow down time, using a slower rocket, I am going to hit a certain spot, and that spawns those rocks there. Being able to move out of there before those rocks spawn actually allows me to sequence break, I want to say like 5-10 minutes of the mission overall. That was really cool. I was able to get that. Then doing a nice force jump chain, I am able to get. So in Escape from Yavin 4, because there are a lot of enemy units, health management actually becomes a really big deal, as I almost lose about like 40 of my health, and as I continue to progress. So I'm really going to be constantly watching my health as I pick up some thermal detonators there. Oh yeah, I went down to 37 health. We're gonna have to do something about that a little bit later. That's fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. I've done this before. But coming into this mission, we're going to start off the mission by entering this cutscene again by just literally refreshing our graphics settings. And then start to go ahead and climb up. I'm actually going to pull out my saber here and swing my saber on each of these jumps because it allows me to mitigate a roll effect. Then standing in a specific spot, if I hold down the use function, which is the ability actually, because I'm low on health.
Let's see what you've got.
Safety. Then if I hold down a side direction and turn my mouse, I'm actually able to enter into through that wall to be able to activate that switch. And that is known as an animation. Just making sure I hit that. I did. Okay, good. All right. Next here is a really tough jump chain. Nice, we got it. Problem. Moving up. Okay, excellent. Ooh, that's interesting. Rocket. That is very rare that that actually ends up happening. Usually I'm not that fast. Okay, another shotgun trooper, so we lost a bunch of health. That's okay. There's going to be a really good place for us to steal for marathon safety. Okay, nice. All right. So here, I'm actually just going to go ahead and heal up. I have to do that anyways because that guy is using Force Lightning. And then I'm going to go ahead and please stop. Wait for 20 force. All right, great. So whenever I get hit with an enemy who is using Force Lightning, I actually cannot activate my Force Jump. It cancels out my Force Jump altogether. And if you weren't here for any of the previous runs, Force Jump is a force ability that allows me to jump for both. What are you doing here? Uh-oh. Okay. What do I do about this? I think I just take him out then? I've never had that happen. Usually he just stands there. Okay, that's fine. That just happens. Welcome to Escape from Yavin. So what I wanted to do is stand in a really particular spot here as this cutscene ends and the door opens in order to get through the end of this mission. So just healing a little bit, recharging my health, I am going to come into probably one of the more interesting missions of the run. Okay, great. So just like in Jedi Knight Academy, the earlier missions in the run are the most difficult for me. So getting through there that quickly, even though there was a metric bunch on the spaghetti, is totally fine. But here's a nice big jump chain here. Nice to land there. And I'm going to actually just go ahead and force heal as I'm traveling. So in this mission, it's going to reintroduce us to bikes as a mechanic in this speedrun, as I just barely get through that door before a bunch of bikes come hurtling up and almost one-shot me. Because if a bike is speed boosting or just moving normally, it can actually end up hitting me for about 200 damage. And I can only have 200 damage maximum. And I couldn't tell if that was one of the bikes. But in this game, there are 3 different types of speeder bikes, and they have different properties. What I will say is the ones that look similar, which are like these ones here. This one here, excuse me. They move in a very particular fashion, but here's a really important AI manipulation, so I'm going to wait. I'm going to let this guy turn, and then I'm going to push him off his bike. Now, doing so, if this works, will actually affect my departure angle of the bike itself. Then, speed boosting, turning to build a bunch of speed, and then using my side jump feature when I hit the slope, I am able to get a bunch of height and get myself into a really specific position. Yes, and depart the angle. Okay, okay. This is good. I just have to get the trick. I'm going to back up a little bit, find myself a little time. No, I don't like that. Oh, please get in there. Yes, okay. All right. So here, just like we can animation clip with our lightsaber, we can actually also end up animation clipping with our thermal detonator. The animation just allows you to peek enough through that door. Then coming through here, oh wait, did I forget? I think I forgot to do something. Wait, no, we're fine, we're fine. Now we're not fine. Okay, where is this? Okay. I think I have the key. Okay. Hopefully I have the key. All right, sorry about that. I just got the bike completely glitched out and stuck. I've never seen that happen before, as we're going to be hearing probably a good amount during this run. Okay, so coming over to this bike, now that I'm done second guessing myself as that guy does some Sudoku, we are going to go ahead and speed boost twice on this bike in particular, and then we're going to turn and actually leave this bike in a really particular spot, because we're going to be stealing the Declaration of Independence, as Nicolas Cage is known to do in the movie's National Treasure. Okay. Oops. All right. So there, what I just did is something that we call in the community for swag, which is a big meme. Pretty much what that entails is just literally holding down certain buttons when I run into walls and stuff. But here's a nice safe place to take heal as I'm moving through. Great. Okay. One more. Oh, then I'm going to open this door, save, pull, and heal. All right, great. Okay, great. All right, here we go. All right, so taking this bike that I left here, we are going to be skipping a bunch of enemy spawn triggers actually on the map. So coming into this corner, then doing a side jaunt just like this. Hang on, I'm getting a little bit of a quick load bug, so I'm gonna wait. Yeah, that was good. I have to do this in a really specific... That might work. We'll find out. All right, looks good. It's not over yet. And we got it. Nice. Okay. All right. Whew. All right, so definitely I'm going to just quick save there and then jump off the bike to grab another one. All right, excellent.
That was wild.
Yeah. So that was actually a trick I ended up discovering, I think my first or second day of speedrunning this game. But I had been speedrunning Academy for much longer than I had this game in particular. So here with this bike, we don't actually end up needing this bike. I am going to leave it for a little bit of marathon safety, and then we are going to progress. And coming over here, we're going to grab our next security key, which is going to unlock an important door. And I'm going to leave that bike right there. Okay, where is he? There he is. I'm going to push those two off their bikes and then take this black bike. I could have used that green bike, which I ended up abandoning. Oh no, stuck. Okay, I'm stuck. This is fine. I think I can just accidentally kill myself by force pulling the bike. All right, that's fine. That is totally fine. As I mentioned, bikes are very much lethal weapons in this game. Okay, let's try it again. Force push. All right, and then we'll get back on this bike and go. All right, that's totally fine. Oh, as I almost get stuck again in the same spot, which I know exists. I know that's a spot that I can actually get stuck in. Okay, so here's the part if the game crashes. Hopefully it won't, but it's totally fine if it does. I have a backup save just in case, and we're good. Okay, all right. So here's a really tight side jaunt that I'm going to use to try and get through these rocks. Yes, okay, that was good. And this is all to actually manipulate a bunch of enemy RNG. So here, I'm going to be pushing these guys off their bikes and pushing that guy off as well. As I missed one of them, and I died. All right, that's fine. That's why I put a safety save. But going through those rocks there with that bike was actually on purpose. And that actually stopped a bunch of additional enemies from coming up and having me have a bad day. All right, pressing switches to start. Okay. All right, we are almost done with this mission, which is probably one of the harder missions in this game overall. Okay, we'll do another side jump feature. This is fine. Yeah, that's actually really good. Wow, very nice. Okay. And I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to side jaunt to the right like this. We just make sure I don't die from that enemy there. And then I will do a few more side jumps. Okay. Great. All right. So coming into here, there is now a final boss that has been spawned for the mission, which has over 200 health. However, if I just set up in a really specific spot and speed boost into him, as I mentioned, speeder bikes deal over 200 damage, and we're able to just take him down incredibly quickly. Excellent. All right. Coming into this mission, we do have a little bit of downtime right at the start. So this is an excellent time to read any sort of questions that are coming up in chat.
I think we're all more or less just enjoying some tricks, but there was a question that came up earlier on, and someone had asked you what your favorite Star Wars movie was.
Oh, that's a really good question. I don't know. I mean, I know like the cop-out answer is like original trilogy. But it's like, that was my childhood, right? That absolutely was my childhood. That really got me into things like fantasy and sci-fi and like stuff like that. It was all because my dad introduced me to Star Wars. But yeah, here is going to be an AI manipulation where I'm going to accidentally kill myself, but I'm going to try and speed boost from this corner. It didn't work, so I will just take my sweet time there by pushing those guys off their bikes. I'm watching my force because it's... Okay, we're fine. Okay, we got through. All right, so here is going to be one of the harder tricks of the run, but I am absolutely crazy and I'll go for it a few times. Oh, I fell off. Where is this? Have I hit the switch yet? Yes. All right, this is fun. Actually, it's not fall. Let's not do that. Just come over here for even more safety, grab some safety health, take out this guy, and then do nice. Strafe jump chain over there, nice backup, and then we'll take this bike. So here, with this bike, what I'm trying to do is get up in a really specific spot. And so if I do this correctly, and then speed boost the bike and dismount it at a really specific angle. That looks good. Hang on, I got quick load bug again. Nope. 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 Almost. That was really close. Nope. I will keep doing this until I get over. Sorry, I am just focusing right now because this is incredibly tight timing. All right, this is probably good enough. So I'm gonna quick save the game. Almost, okay. I didn't quite get it, so I'll go for the backup chain itself. Is literally to just come over here and use this bridge, which I just barely missed. That's okay, I saved the game. Okay. But if you did this correctly, these tiny little rocks like here, I'm able to actually jump on in order to be able to get over that canyon. Which is very, very hype and very difficult. But that was cool. That was still like pretty good. Very, very tricky maneuver right there. Very difficult. Cool. All right. Okay, so coming into this next level, I'm going to be using crouch climb to be able to get up these boxes a little quicker, and then taking out my lightsaber, and I believe in the medium style. This might be a mistake. Yeah, medium style. Okay, great. I do remember how to play this game. Excellent. And we are going to be getting past these enemies with lightsabers here as quickly as possible. Here, I'm going to, whoops, that's the next hallway, actually. Okay, as I try and get through this window, opening the door. And as I mentioned earlier, in cutscenes, enemies can move around, which is why I jumped before I hit that cutscene trigger. If I hadn't have done that, the enemies can actually, like, spawn in your hitbox as you come out of the cutscene. So here, now, I am going to... Oh, you stand in the worst spot possible. And then he moved again. Okay, he's dead now. All right, sorry. All right, that's a very, very difficult jump. Then here's another one that's really tight and difficult. Nice, getting that first try is really good. Okay. All right, but each of these enemies, as I try and brief, that have lightsabers all have force powers as well. I am not the only one with force powers in this game. Yeah, as that guy forces me. So they control me with force lightning. They control me with force pull, right? And so it's really, really imperative that I make sure I don't quick save at bad times, but then also that I end up quick loading at, or rather that I'm aware of like enemies moving around during cutscenes. So there I am going to crouch to try and get through that at a really specific point in time. I missed it, but that's okay. No problem. We just lost a little health, which I can heal up as I go through. All right, great. So here is the next explode jump. Oh yeah, okay. So up here is going to be an arena where I have to kill off a very specific list of enemies. This first one I have to kill, but I'm just going to ignore him because I am going to break this floor and then jump over it myself. And then taking down this enemy, should open that door if I have good RNG. And sure enough, I was blessed in this run to be able to get through that no problem. So that is really good. That is really good. I can get trolled in many different ways in that one spot in particular. Okay. Then, crouching there to roll is going to allow me to get through there. And then I crouch to lower my hitbox. Destroying those two enemies, which could kill me as I come out of that cutscene, is going to allow me to hold on to my health. Okay, next I'm going to be taking out the heavy repeater because it actually ends up getting me a nice, splash damage attack there to break that window as I come out of really specific. Nice, and I got through that doorway. Okay, so here, I dodged a hit there. It's okay. This is totally fine. All right, there. That guy used force grip on me, which completely stopped me and made me lose my weapon. Where is it? Is that it? It dropped all the way over there? What a douchebagger. All right, here we go. That guy did not... so I'm going to do this a little bit more safely than I normally do because I unfortunately had to go back for my weapon. But that's totally fine. Just like with Kyle, we can actually use... by shooting projectiles at one of the enemies to get through that section really quickly. Okay, my health is actually really good right now. But standing right there, as I destroy this pipe, actually ends up like spawning an instant death trigger, but standing right there mitigates that and allows me to go into the next mission while all of the other NPCs actually end up dying. Okay, so as I go through here is an incredibly precise jump. And I got it first try. Okay, excellent. All right. Okay, and then here I am going to use Force Protect to mitigate 50% of damage, I think, at level 2. And then, to go into that really specific spot. I have 4 health. All right, let's save the game. This is fine. I have totally never lost a lot of time to only having 4 health. All right, we're fine. Don't worry, Twitch chat.
Making me nervous the more you modify that phrase.
Yeah, and this is like the crazy thing about this game. It's like when you're really well practiced getting past these enemies, it's like an art form. But then just like trying to like come up with like backups and stuff like that and make sure not to lose your footing. And I cannot stress enough that if I just simply even take like one bad footing, I can actually end up losing a metric punch ton of footing. As I come into this next section. So here, there is going to be a bunch of Jawas, which are added in to the game itself by the mod developer, and each one has a 50% chance of either having a lightsaber or of having something else. So here I'm going to switch to light style, and then nice. I want your weapon and security key. Great, awesome. Okay, that went really well. That can be a very cool and punishing section. Next, coming into here, this is probably one of the spookier sections, so I'm going to heal up a little bit. Save the game. Okay. Oh, yeah, I need to use an explosive, right? Okay, so here, I'm just going to show this off intentionally, is an instant kill death point. So if I jump too high there, I will hit that instant kill death point and die immediately. Then, what we can do is jump low enough. Almost. That was really close. I hit an invisible wall. And then using a double stuker. Oh, that was so close. I'm just off on my angles ever so slightly. So I'm going to jump a little bit out. Yes, and get through there myself. Awesome. Then coming through here, we hit the switch and hope we don't get trolled. All right, nice. Okay, this is fine. This is totally fine. Then hit a switch there. Hit these 2 levers. Don't die to the shotgun trooper. And we're through that mission. Okay. All right, moving on. Okay.
You okay over there?
I think so. I'm gonna keep going strong. So here is like the first broken portion of the mod itself. We just don't have a fix for it. However, the Sphere MJ actually end up adding a fix that no, he didn't do it. Unbeholden did this. That allows us to go back through. And this is actually allowed for the speedrun itself because it doesn't actually allow us to go through any faster. And it actually ends up causing us to be able to keep the same amount of health and, more importantly, the same amount of resources. As I'm getting trolled by this baby howler here, which you cannot see. It is incredibly dark. Please let me through. Thank goodness. Okay. I am dead. All right, because I forgot about that. No problem. I've speedrun this game before, I swear. Oh, as I fall. Okay, we're okay. This is fine. And I just used all my force, so I need to quick load. Okay, all right. So here's a big jump, which is quite tricky, but yeah, no problem, no problem. Then opening this door and shooting it allows you to get through. And then what I'm going to do is actually end up taking out very specific enemies. So, no, I fell. Yep, so this guy here, and the guy I killed up above, drop very specific and unique keys that are going to allow me to get through it. This guy I'm just going to kill for the heck of it. I don't need to. And then here's the saber wielder and a guy who punches, which is the scariest thing. And here is one of the most precise tricks in the run, where I'm going to activate a saber kata. Wow, getting that first try is insane. Which is going to allow me to animation clip through that window. Yep, awesome. And so animation clipping there allowed me to activate that switch there, which is the final switch in the entire level. Then coming through here, oh, this is not the right place to be. Oh, I see where. Oh, please don't die. I think I'm... Oh, I just Outcast saved. What did we do? I have a backup. Okay. This might take a bit. So what I just did there is something that we call lovingly in the community an Outcast game. And what that means is pretty much saving in the worst possible spot. So there, getting back through, I have 1 health, which is totally okay. So I believe we are going to be able to refill our health soon. All right, and there's the end of the mission. Okay, no problem. That was almost really bad, but I had some nice improvisation and kept moving to be able to get through without too much difficulty. But here is a very long elevator ride, and I'm just going to use that time to heal and breathe a little bit. So if there is a question in chat, feel free to go for it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think everybody is so compelled by this run going on right now. Again, a lot of hype. So if you do want to follow Covert Muffin, that is twitch.tv/covert_muffin. And you're not going to want to miss a minute of this action. I think someone else had asked, did you happen to go see the original trilogy in theaters? I think we were probably like kids when that happened, but I'm just curious if you saw it. I did see, I think, at least 1 or 2 of them, I remember.
Oh, that's so cool. That was actually a little bit before my time. I was a 90s baby, so I can't believe the exact years that they aired. But unless my parents brought me while I was a very, very young child, the answer to that is sadly no. But that's fine. I got to see them on cassette.
Yeah, they came back to the theaters for a little while.
Oh,
like
yeah.
They re-showed them.
Yeah, I did see them then. That's right.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and obviously not the original ones. That's before both of us. But like the ones when they brought them back, I remember it was a super big deal.
Okay, there we go. All right, so there was a bit of RNG. We got bad RNG because Rosh died immediately, and then here's a really difficult and big jump chain. Nice, I got it. Wow, I almost missed it, but I got it. That's really good. And coming up here, this is probably one of the biggest sequence breaks in the entire run. It is going to indeed be another moon wheel. However, it is going to have its very own spin associated with it. So here, I'm actually going to use a new lightsaber known as Basic, just because it has some more ideal properties. But here I am going to stand in a really particular spot.
Jaden, what are you?
I think that's good. Wow, first try, okay. Okay, it's not over yet. Here, what we're going to do is jump off 2 walls, which we're allowed to do, and then get 2 Stuker shots off in order to be able to crouch into this tiny hole and hit the end trigger of the level. That is insane. I can't believe I got that first try. I got it first try on my PB, and it takes me like 4 to 5 tries because it's a very, very, very precise setup in general. That was awesome. I'm really glad I got that.
Someone had asked from the audience, they said, what lightsaber does Cobra Muffin prefer, green or blue? And I'm like, no.
No.
Red.
Yep, I am a Sith. I'm sorry. Whoever that Twitch chat user is. I'm very much a Sith. But I also like in modded versions of the games and stuff, I remember when I was a child, I would use like black and white lightsabers and stuff like that, or like silver ones. That were always really cool to see. So here, I remember I take my saber out for medium style, force jump, and then a hop, activate this, tried to jump, but missed it. Okay, and then we're gonna jump up here, kill this guy, save, then open the door, and come through this section nice before the door closes. Okay. Force grip that guy to get him out of the way of that box, and then I get force grip myself. That's okay, he's just being sassy. And we're safe, okay. So that actually went insanely well. And that's a really good example of like what to do in these situations when you get trolled by enemy force users and like actually react correctly. So that was especially awesome. Then coming over here, I have to just activate switch, which I'm trying to do after I take that guy out. And then we can progress. And here, I'm gonna try and... Oh, please don't take too much damage! Oh, God! Alright, I'm on 30 health. That's okay, there's some safety health up here. Okay, this is fun. This is fun. This has happened, like, over half a dozen times so far in this run. So, don't you guys worry about it. Alright, I'm going to grab the safety health here, and jump over here and grab, yeah, you guessed it, even more safety health, and then come into this cutscene. So here, similar to Academy, what we can do is actually crouch midair to raise our hitbox. So if I just crouch right at that specific spot, that actually is the end trigger of the mission and allows me to get through very quickly. So that is very, very cool. I got to show that off. Okay. Upcoming here, this is going to be one of the more difficult missions and where things can actually go horribly awry, which is totally fine because I am a trained speedrunner and know how to adapt. Standing on this... Wait, why did I do that? I don't know why I did that. I just really wanted to jump on it for some reason. Okay, that's okay. And then I'm just going to go ahead and force it and wait. Okay? Then coming up here, I'm going to kill that guy for safety. Wait, once again. Okay. I think I have enough health. Alright, shoutouts to Dr. Meowington for this. We're gonna come out of bounds. I'm gonna land on this ceiling here for, once again, a little bit of safety. And excellent. Okay, so far so good. Okay, that's bad, because that just ate 50% of my force without my ability to do anything about it, so we have to wait. Have to wait. This happened at GDQ as well. Okay. And then we're gonna come over here, save, and go. That was bad turning. Double Stuker to get a little bit of extra speed, and then we're through. Then switching weapons to the heavy rapier, I'm going to destroy these 3 explosive boxes because they deal a metric bunch ton of damage. I want to avoid most, if not all of that fight. Then, trying to kill as few of these enemies as possible, I am going to be moving through this section. Wow, that was actually really good RNG, and then followed by really bad RNG. As I go back down to 4 health, that's okay. I'm not worried. Okay, now I'm worried. Then I am going to go ahead and activate this, save the game right there, and then use force heal, try and heal while getting past all this. Next, I'm going to dodge that guy and then attack him, then use my saber kata and roll in order to mitigate that fall damage so I don't actually end up dying. Then, coming through this section of the mission, we're going to go into the next part of the mission, which is going to showcase off one of the coolest and biggest sequence breaks of the entire mission. As well as fully heal us up to 100 health, which you can see in the bottom left-hand corner of this. So here, using the heavy repeater to break that wall, and then pulling out the super concussion rifle. Oh, I don't have... Oh, that was unfortunate. That's okay. I'm actually gonna play this a little bit safe. Okay, I got it. All right, so here, standing in a really specific spot, if I throw and deactivate my lightsaber at a really... Nice, wow, first try. At a really specific spot, I'm able to bounce my hilt into the final objective of the mission, which is not only underwater, but also encased in like this protective shell. So it literally has to bounce at a really precise angle in order to do that. So getting that first try is like very, very high. I am going to reload this mission just simply because I do want that help.
I did want to take the time to wish Pass Covert a good GG.
Wow.
Congratulations to Pass Covert.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah. Okay, and then I jump off this speeder bike here. Okay, so here, just like in another mission, there are instant kill death points. So it's going to be very important that I jump in a really specific way. Very nice. Landing in the water is going to guarantee that I don't take any fall damage there. And we are now going to go into, okay, probably the scariest mission of the entire campaign, which is why I actually reloaded the previous mission to just regain health. Okay, the start of the mission is pretty relaxing. I just need to remember the order of a puzzle, and then I'm just going to be rolling underground. I think it's this way? Gosh, I hope I remember exactly where to go. I think this is right. I think this is right. This is totally fine if it is not. Yeah, this is right. This is right. We're fine. We're fine. Okay. And then jumping through here, and then going in here. Okay, excellent. So here, I'm going to switch to the E11 blaster rifle and stand on this one. And here's a really specific puzzle. Then, switching to my melee, I'm going to punch the wall. Oops, and then accidentally load a practice save. That's okay. That's okay. I don't remember where I quick saved last. Oh, excellent. All right. So punching this wall, activating Force Rage in order to keep myself from falling underneath 1 health, and then casting Force Lightning allows me to actually destroy that wall and get through that section a little bit quicker. So that is a really, really nice sequence. Whoops, as I accidentally come out of the water. Nope, that's not where I want to go. Is it this one? Maybe? Maybe. We'll see. We might just have to poke around in the dark. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I force push that to move that to open up another one. I'm just going to quick save at the end of to just make sure I get... Oh, no, that's the last. That's the last one. So coming back... please let me on. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay. Excellent.
About
all right,
10 minutes left.
All right. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We're not even to the scary part of the level, which can literally cost me minutes. But that's fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. I believe in myself. No. This was the first one. Okay. Hang on. It's okay. Oh, wait. Is this the one? Oh, no. Yep. All right. Yeah, it was correct. Okay. Hey, huzzah. All right. Then coming over here. No. That's the one I literally just made. Okay, Muffin. All right, Muffin. It's okay. You got this. Find the exit. Yes. No, that's not the exit. Where is it? Which one is it? No, it's not you either. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe. So these are supposed to be done in a really particular order, and I just got completely bamboozled. So that is totally okay. This happens. And this is like also something, yeah, okay, here we go. This is something about me in particular as a runner. Whenever I'm learning, it's actually significantly harder for me to be able to get through certain sections like that. But here we go. So this is going to be the scariest portion of the run, hands down. Each one of these Force users can throw their saber at me, which pretty much is an instant kill, or do a bunch of other really mean things to me. Yeah, okay, it's you. Okay, and going through these sections, I'm going to have to backtrack through the same room multiple times, as these guys are being mean to me. Okay. Okay, this is fine. Okay. Okay, no, it's not that one, so it's this one? Yeah, okay, we got it. So I have to be very, very careful here. So what we're going to have to do is go grab a security key and then come back through here. And every single time I come back through here, another additional number of these enemies will actually end up spawning. And I really don't want to use my force to actually end up healing to get through these sections. Okay, they're coming through this. Oh wait, I need the security key. Great, please don't hit me. Okay, getting his weapon too would be really nice. I got it, okay. All right, nope, this is fine. This is fine, not even close. All right. Okay. All right, 36 health. Okay, we're fine. All right, open this door. All right, this section, people can be really mean to. Oh, I did not mean to do that. All right. Thank goodness for a good quick save. Okay, so I do want to skip as many of these enemies as I can. Then we're going to come through, take out these ranged units first, and then use heavy style on the melee. Nice, I got a double. And that will open, actually, the final door. Oh, I missed one? I must have missed one. Okay, there we go. Open this door here, which is going to spawn the person with the final security. Okay, almost through. Almost through. Just have to backtrack one more time through that. Party. I'm gonna kill him for safety. Oh, please. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna force push this guy out of my way. All right, all right. Okay, and we're through. All right, excellent. Okay.
I never took my eyes off the screen once.
Oh
my
Oh my
gosh.
goodness. All right, and there it is. Okay. All right, that is done. Okay, now this level has some really bad RNG aspects to it, but it's fine. I'm a trained speedrunner that hasn't practiced this speedrun in about half a year. So what could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong, you know? We're fine. We're totally fine. Ow! All right, I'm at 11 health, no problem. We'll just slow down here a little bit right at the start. How are we doing on that timer?
We have about less than 6 minutes left.
Okay, we should be okay. We should be okay. I believe. I believe in me. Okay, so coming up here, I'm going to climb up this in a really specific fashion, using jumps really particular times. And then I need to wait for, I believe, about 60 force here. Okay, that should be good. And then here I'm going to take out the shotgun. So I'll actually just show this off. All of these floors don't exist, okay? None of those floors are real. So what I'm going to do is fire a rocket instead of the weapon I wanted to fire. So we're gonna double Stuker there, and then jump up here, almost, very, very close. Oh, yep, that floor is not there either. Oh, yep, that floor doesn't exist either. It's okay. There's one floor over here that does exist. Nice, I landed on his head. There we go. And I'm able to get up here. Then, saving the game and coming through this hole, I'm actually going to pull out my saber for safety because there's an enemy there. Wait, I have a saber staff. What? Wait a minute. Hang on. I need to exchange this for a single saber. All right. We should be fine. We should be okay. So that was completely accidental. I did not mean to pick up that person's lightsaber. And I missed that speaker. Okay, they're force lightning, so I can't use force jump. All right, we're fine. We're fine. We're through. Nope, almost. Okay, now we're through. Okay, all right. Now for, like, the scariest part. I am going to need to kill off these enemies while they can use their lightsabers, while they can use force lightning and such. And just to show this off, there are these torches here that if I walk into, they are almost near instant death every single time. Oh, no. Okay, that person almost got a one hit. Come on, stop jumping. Jumping is the worst thing that they can do as an AI. But it's fine. We're okay. Okay, we are quite close to being through this section. We are, and then I just walked into it. Okay. So now coming through here, I am going to... Oh, I have swag stuff. Okay, that is quite rare. Oh, is there a force user there? There is. Okay, I have to take out this guy. It's fine. Oh, and then... okay, there's more force users. This is bad.
3 minutes.
Not good. Okay. I'm just gonna focus. I have to kill off a list of enemies in here, and then it's going to spawn an enemy. But we're coming up to the very, very end of the run. We're like very, very close to being dead. As I accidentally take a death and another one. Okay, that should help staunch the flow of death. How are there so many alive? Okay, that guy made me think I got hit. Is that it? That should be it. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, no, there's one. There's always one, dude. Okay, so here I'm actually going to use Force Pull here to push this guy out of the way and also pull his lightsaber out of the way. Okay, but I believe I do have enough force and enough health. Okay, grab that ammo pack. All right, and we should be good to go here. So here is Jimmy the Rancor. Once again, making a return visit. And normally you have to go through this entire thing where he chases you around and breaks walls and stuff like that. But if I stand in a really particular spot, no, don't do that. And then I jump, he's gonna walk there. Okay, bad RNG. Okay, so I jump like this, he walks to the spot. No, wrong attack. No, wrong attack. Come on, Jimmy. No, Jimmy, come on. Walk. No, wrong attack, Jimmy. Come on. Come on, Jimmy.
Gosh.
No, Jimmy!
Jim,
Jimmy, what are you
come on.
doing? There it is, okay. And then if he then if he grabs me in that one really particular spot, I am able to get through. Okay, so we're gonna use basic here. All right, and these last two missions are gonna be really quick. It's going to be 2 fights where I am going to go for the dark side ending, and they're gonna go fast. All right, how much time do I have?
About a minute.
Oh no, okay. We probably won't make it RTA then, because there's cutscenes. But that's okay. That's okay. It'll come down to the final level. For this fight here, I need to prove myself to my new Sith Master. Okay. Okay. All right, so there's Darth Maul down, and now I have to defeat 5 enemies, but oh, did I enter the cutscene by accident? No, there we go, okay. So basic, go. All right. Yeah, no, wait, how many seconds?
Let's see, almost 30.
Okay, my gold is like 20-something.
It's
let's
30
see.
right now, it's 30 right now, okay?
Okay.
Go!
Okay, she used Force Protect, so I'm going to skip her and go to this guy up here.
20.
Okay, he's not dying. Alright, no way. There's no way I can get this. Oh, I'm dead. Yeah, no way. No way. Alright. We lost. We lost. There's no way.
5,
That's okay.
4, 3, 2, 1. Done. No, that's so close.
Coming down to the last level. Alright, that's cool.
That was intense.
That's cool. Alright, I'll take a loss there. I'll take
That's
it.
Jimmy's fault.
Yeah, Jimmy. Oh my god. I have lost PBs to like Jimmy taking over a minute towards like letting me through. So that is totally fine. But yeah, that's Escape from Yavin 4 for you guys. But I'm very proud of my PB, which is currently a sub 30 with loads removed from it, which is a very amazing time. It's a really good time.
That was still very, very close, though. And as you said, this was the most challenging of the 3, so for you to get to the last level on that kind of estimate is really admirable.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'll take it, especially after not playing it for 6 months.
Oh, definitely. So, would you recommend the Mercy Kill experience to other runners, Covert?
Yeah, do it. Set challenging estimates like this. This was really intense and made it all the more exciting for me. Like, I just barely finished under estimate for both Outcast and Academy, and I just barely finished up short. So I really enjoyed my experience here, especially. So I hope other runners end up stepping up and coming up to the show as well.
Well, no worries, because you've succeeded twice. The runners are still ahead by a fair bit over the timer.
Good.
So overall, it was a net positive.
Yeah,
so no worries about that.
I will take 2 wins and 1 loss to the final level, for sure. That was good. That was very good. I'm very proud of what I did.
Definitely. So again, folks, if you haven't done so already, please give Covert Muffin a follow at twitch.tv/covert_muffin. Again, twitch.tv/covert_muffin. Covert, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. We had fun.
Yeah, thank you so much for showcasing not only myself, but the hard work and efforts of the Jedi Knight speedrunning community. We always appreciate these opportunities and are very proud of what we've done with the games over the last 6 years.
Thank you so much, Covert. So before we end Mercy Kill, now there is more content coming up after this, all right? So don't go anywhere. However, information on all of our hotfix shows is available at gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. From there, you can find out more information about submitting your runs to any of our weekly shows. And of course, I absolutely love to preview what is going to be on the next Mercy Kill. We will have Degrees of Separation and Mark of the Ninja. So if you all are into those games, I am looking forward to having those on the next Mercy Kill. But before all of this, we have Never Before Seen coming right up next with 2 different versions of Link's Awakening. Take it away, Amber Cypher, and take care. Skybills for Mercy Kill.